What's going on, Landy boy?
Not much. What's up with you, Tommy boy?
Oh, here filming episode 31 of the podcast, and this might be a special one. We are most likely going to have at least one guest on. If we feel like it, we could probably get a second on. Uh, the one that's most likely going to be here is my one black friend. I think I've said on here that I don't know his name. Um, I'm pretty sure I figured it out. I think his name is Jay.
Oh,
I don't know if that's like
okay.
Jaquan, Javert, Jaquarius, but I know he goes by Jay on at least one of his social medias, so I'm gonna guess that's his name. I'm just
I
used to
mean,
calling him Twiz
sure,
because
why
that's
not?
like a black thing, or most of the time I just call him the N word, you know.
Uh,
Um,
All right.
but anyways, today's
Oh
also
man.
his birthday, so he's out partying with some friends.
Okay.
I
Okay.
told him we'd be recording till about 10:30, something like that. He said he might be able to hop on around 9 if he's back in time. So we'll see how that
Okay.
goes. And
Well,
we could get our, I'm trying to think, like 28th favorite coworker on here if we wanted to.
what time zone is Jay in?
Hours. He lives in Georgia, I think. Either Georgia or Alabama or something, or Mississippi. I don't know, one
I'm
of those.
pretty
Somewhere in the Bible
pretty
Belt.
sure Alabama and Mississippi are an hour behind us. I could be wrong. Like when I went to
Uh,
Gulf Shores, we were an hour behind.
Wait, Mississippi's the western one, right? I think
That
they're
is a fantastic
I
question.
think they're in a different time zone. I think most of Alabama's in our time zone.
I know my United States geography very well, but I always get Alabama and Mississippi what side they're on confused. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alabama's the only touching Florida. I should have known that.
Okay.
I should have
No,
known
no,
that.
no.
Not
Wait.
gonna because
No.
I've been to both.
Yeah, it's what South Carolina, Georgia, eh, uh, Alabama, Mississippi. Yeah. I think most of Alabama's in our time zone, but I know he lives somewhere in the Bible Belt. I don't know exactly where. Uh,
Well, Alabama is lined up with Middle Tennessee, where Nashville is, and Nashville's an hour behind us. So,
hmm.
you
Yeah,
know,
we'll make it work. Yeah.
if it's 9 p.m., not Central. If it's 9 p.m. Central time, then that's gonna be like right when we're wrapping things up.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen him post locations from all over the Bible Belt. Most recently, I've seen him around Georgia, so I'm going to assume that's where he's at today. I don't know.
When you say 28 favorite coworker, are you referring to the one we've mentioned before, or the one who has been on the show before?
The one we mentioned before that doesn't know anything about wrestling.
Oh, okay. That's. I was thinking Sean for a second there.
Oh, no, that's
I
like
thought you were
second
making. I
favorite.
thought you were making. I thought you were making a joke when you said 28 favorite. I thought you were just taking the joke to Sean for a second there.
No, 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 no. Sean's second favorite for sure, right? I mean,
Who's her favorite?
well, you're my absolute favorite coworker.
Even though I don't work at Dollywood anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, but we work together on the show, so we're still coworkers.
Okay. Fair point. Fair
And
point.
then and then Sean's a
So
very
by
close
by
second,
default,
but I spend
by
hundreds
default,
more hours with
you
you
be
than
my
with Sean.
by default you are my favorite coworker because you're my only coworker.
Yeah, I guess technically I have to
Which
be.
means also means also by default you're my least favorite coworker.
Yeah,
I mean,
I definitely got a
you're
least
definitely
favorite, but it's not you.
you're you're definitely employee of the month. I would say that
You're
months in a
my
row.
employee of the month. I think
Oh,
technically because I
he's
run
like
all the social medias, you're the employee.
you're just the manager who's chill like that.
Yeah,
You're like you're like the Jalen games, the one that everybody's just friends with no matter what.
mm.
The manager that everybody loves.
The one that
Nobody has
you
problems
can
with.
break every rule around, and he's like, ah, he didn't die. Work's still going.
And that is shout out Jalen, man. I love Jalen so
Yeah,
much.
mega
He's
shout out
awesome.
to Jalen. I'm sure he's doing great up in the cash office. Counting cash.
I mean, like I still talk to outside of work, I still talk to like 4 people from Dollywood regularly. All right, and you're the one I talk to the most, obviously, because spend 6 to 9 hours a week chewing the fat, rubbing her
Yanking the
sack,
meat.
or wherever you work. Yeah, yanking meat, whatever the word is.
Actually, I looked
Whatever
at that
floats
today.
her eye.
It was just 2 dudes sitting around yanking the meat for 3 hours at a time. Come and chew the fat or rub your sack, whatever floats your personal serving size gravy boat.
That's
Oh,
one
and
of
then
the
shout out to
greatest,
Jamie Hader.
yeah, and the Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to mention on the show, I've been painstakingly, poorly recreating so far like 40 something former coworkers from Dollywood
Yeah.
and in WWE 2K, I should say, in WWE 2K25, and they have a feature where you can make custom signs. So for me and Thomas, I've made a
been
few that
making
say
a
like
lot.
sub to the Unqualified Show. And I have a KFC with the Australian flag. I snuck in just to see Thomas. By far, the one of the best I've made in general that some other fans get to hold up is Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Do you agree? I want to make a sign like that when we go to SmackDown in February, not February, but in May. But it would be fun.
Man, yeah. I recently got into making signs too, and I like art and stuff, and if they had like all the Photoshop tools on there, I'd be making some dope ass signs, but they don't. But I made some funny ones with like, I had one that was white on the top and black on the bottom, and then I had on the top it said bring, and on the bottom said segregation, both in the opposite color. And then in between the two colors, I had split half and half back, so it said bring back segregation with the color split. And then I had another
You had a
one
black.
with a little black strip on the side and a big white chunk in the front. And in the black I wrote in white letters, and in the white I wrote in black letters, and I had an arrow and it said blacks to the back.
I think you can upload and download images, but I don't know how that process goes, and I've never
Yeah.
fooled with it.
There's also so
I'm
many,
primal.
like, if you get a camera that's like PlayStation 5 approved, you can just like take a picture, I think, of something, and yeah. Imagine
I
like
think
just
there's a way
whipping
to,
your
like,
meat out, taking a picture of it, and then someone holds up a sign of your dick in the crowd.
I think there's a way to do like face scans too, but like
Yeah.
I've never, tried to actually scan my face. They give you like 4 or 5, samples every year, and you can try to fool around, get it overlaid. It's never gonna match.
No.
It's actually like nearly impossible. I don't know if you saw that, the creation suite.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's. I have tried it just mess around, see if I can line up a face scan. It's not worth it. It doesn't work ever.
No.
I just poorly recreate them using the bare bones facial creation they have in the WWE 2K series.
Which, might I say, is pretty fucking bad. Alright. Fallout 3 came out in, maybe you can fact check me on this, I believe 2008, or could have been 2007, honestly. It's an old ass game. And, in that game, like, the facial preset, or the facial customization menu they got, that has then since been the standard in every Bethesda game. Or, actually, I think that might have technically started with, was Elder Scrolls 3 in, like, 2004, but, yeah, anyways, that facial tuning thing is perfect. You get to select, like, every muscle, every flap of skin, every bone, and you get to, like, select, like, individual parts of it and move it in or out or left or right or however you want. You can make insanely detailed faces in Fallout games if you want. Like, you can make, like, perfect recreations of people. And then WWE's like, well, here's a big brainiac looking motherfucker with an enormous skull that is just inhuman. Have fun.
You can go in there and you can like mold around the features and stuff, but it's very it's not user friendly at
No.
all. You can change the basic shape of the facial presets and stuff. But again, it's very like whatever the opposite of user friendly is,
Yeah,
then
and
times that by 20.
like, why is there, like, when you're customizing your characters, like 30 different facial templates to start with, but there's only 5 different ones, and the rest are just the exact same thing with like different eyes. And then like with the body presets, there's like 12 different bodies, and like 6 of them are ginormous ripped guys that just you're just changing the size of their traps with each one, and then there's like 6 like mildly fat ones, and you're just picking how visible the abs are.
Yeah, that's. I think there's 4 different 4 different levels. I think there's thin, medium, large, and heavy.
I can barely tell them apart.
I mean, like, you have maybe like 6 options, 6 to 12 options on each of them, and it's not a very good creation process at all. Like, out of the 40 something I've made, I think 2 or 3 of them are realistic to the person I made. You're like one of the only ones that actually looks like who it's supposed to represent.
Yeah, I mean, I got mine fairly close to me, but it's still like, that's me in like 5 years if I really keep working out.
Meanwhile, Sean gave you hair is like bright orange.
He gave me Jamie Hayter hair.
I was like in the party with him when he showed me like you, and I'm like, Sean, I don't think Thomas is that redhead.
Yeah.
It's very, very faint. He's not that ginger.
Like when you look at it,
no man, it's like you've seen.
It's almost brown, but if you see it in person, it has a little bit of red to it.
Sean's like, nah, man. If you see him in person, he's really, really redheaded. And I'm trying to tell him like, Sean, I worked with the man for like 7 months.
Yeah.
I've known Thomas for, over half a year at this point. I think I would know his hair color.
Now I will say, on the days that I like put a bunch of beard product in, and I walk in on like a sunny day and it's like glistening through my hair, it is like glowing fire orange, but that's just because the light's reflecting through it, like all weird, and the oil's adding like a spectrum to it. But just normally, it's like sort of a dark red, almost like sort of brownish.
It was very red. I'm trying to figure out what episode number. Oh, I love the thumbnail, by the way, for episode 30. I'm just now seeing it. Thank you for that. Wow. The thumbnail of episode 29, it looks really orange.
Okay, that's only because it kept telling me there was a shadow in my beard that wasn't, like, it was too dark and it wouldn't let me trim out my face. So I just went in there with a highlighter and I was just like, click, 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 click. I was just getting rid of all the little shadows it had, and then eventually it was bright enough that it was like, alright, yeah, I can take a screenshot of that. I don't know why Photoshop's weird like that, why it can't just like have black pixels in a certain part of a screenshot. But yeah.
For anybody who's curious,
I think I found a workaround for it, though. Sorry.
Anybody curious on the episode 30 thumbnail? This is the picture that we used to me. I don't know why we got to use the one of you still on your shirt.
No, I'm not in my shirt. So okay, I couldn't find one where I had listen, I couldn't find a frame in that video where my face and my chest was in the video. So that was the closest I got to me with my shirt off. Because otherwise it would have literally been like this angle of me, and I couldn't make it work.
I think I'm starting to regret taking my shirt off for this show.
You know what's hilarious?
Should put that on out.
You know what's hilarious?
What?
Since you're on desktop right now, pull up the YouTube channel and look at the banner I made. It's better on a TV because you can see more of the pictures around it, and you actually see the full picture I made.
I'm scared.
So I made a full banner that said The Unqualified Show and had a bunch of pictures of us on the side. But you can only view the whole thing on a TV, I found out. If you're on desktop, you just see this little strip of it. Real quick, I'll pull up for all of us right here what the actual picture is, like the full picture.
Alright.
Because it's pretty good. And I didn't realize that it yet. Wrong thing. I didn't realize it had that cutoff in it when I put it up. This is what I made. You guys just see Unqualified and Landon's nipples and a little bit of my face.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm. What? No, you can't even see my nipples in the
Oh yeah, you
desktop
just see your
one.
shirt being picked up. But yeah, I made this picture as the banner only
Oh
to realize
boy.
that you can't see the whole picture.
Yeah, banners are typically very thin rectangles. I don't know how you didn't catch that.
So no, it tells you what size to use for the template, and that's what I used. It turns out the size they recommend is the TV size, not the desktop size. So I'll go in and fix that later. But yeah, that's what we
That
got.
was, yeah, that's. I love that though. That's very good. I feel like it's very fitting
It's
for
very unqualified.
gets the vibe across. Yeah, it gets the
Yeah.
vibe across of what we are.
Yeah, man. You know what's so weird for me in WWE 2K?
Oh, what's that?
Why is the Undertaker so fucking huge? I get that he's a big person, genuinely,
He's,
but why is he the size of a gorilla in
he's
WWE?
about 6'10". He's about 6'10", I'd say in real life.
Yeah, but like when you see him in the ring, he looks like he's like 7, 8, 900 pounds of just beefed up muscle. Like,
He is 6'10", 309 pounds. He's a pretty big human.
damn. You know,
Let's see.
speaking of the Undertaker, I was thinking it's probably been long enough, and by long enough I mean at least 20 episodes, since I mentioned the fact that my grandpa met the Undertaker.
Yeah, in a bar in Alabama, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was outside of like Huntsville or something. It was literally just a bar like on a dirt road off in the woods somewhere, and my grandpa just like, it was back in like late 80s, early 90s or something. So it was like people didn't have phones or social media or anything. You were social with the people around you. So, he just grabs a seat at the bar, starts chatting up the guy next to him, and some little, like, 5-foot Mexican guy runs up, Undertaker, Undertaker, let me get your signature, or whatever. And my grandpa's like, oh, you're that wrestler guy? That's cool. So, yeah, I'm sure the Undertaker appreciated talking to my grandpa who had no idea who he was. It was probably so relieving to talk to someone who just thought he was just a normal, enormous guy.
You ever think, like, has there ever been an obscure celebrity at Dollywood that we just didn't know? Like a famous influencer or something we created and had no clue? Maybe everybody around
Well,
us
apparently
knew,
I
but,
didn't
like,
know
we
Ryan Trahan was there, and I was literally somewhere in games that day.
like, the only actual famous person I've ever seen there, other than Dolly, of course, for her
I
appearances,
still haven't seen
was
her.
this, the YouTuber guy. Was this YouTuber guy? Yeah, he's the only one I've ever, like, known that was
I
there.
mean,
I will
I
say,
was in a YouTube video.
I will say,
So-
I will say, Randy Travis was actually at Dollywood a few months back, like a day I was working, but he was nowhere around the country fair where I was.
well, there was that
Oh, that country fair or
that country singer dude that was there.
Randy Travis.
No, different guy. It's like not Blake Shelton, Luke Combs or
Keith Urban?
Keith. Yeah, I think it was Keith Urban. I think him and his wife were there, and they went on like 4 rides and went home.
Yeah, applicable, not applicable, but reasonable. Reasonable Dollywood experience. You ride 4 rides, you're like, this place actually
Kind of
kind of
sucks.
mediocre.
Yeah.
Sleep.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised it's rated a 3.8 out of 5. It's like a 2 out of 5 in my opinion.
Yeah, okay, back in December, Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman.
Yep, that's
I was more excited about Nicole Kidman than Keith Urban, honestly.
yeah, I didn't hear about it until after they left too, and I was like, I would have actually liked to meet Nicole Kidman. That would have been cool. But yeah,
Oh, look at they were right up near the tornado.
yeah.
Some dude. Look at that. Recognizing the exact spot that picture was taken. That is the arcade right next to the Tennessee Tornado voucher stand.
hmm
I don't know if Jeff is anywhere, in the background there during this, but shout out Jeff.
Yeah, shout out Jeff, dude. One time, I was sitting outside with Larry. Right, it was like a real slow day, and we were just talking about like guns. And then Jeff pulls up and he's like, check out this gun I got. And he starts like scrolling through pictures on his phone. Just pulls out a picture of a little Draco, which is like it's the AKs without the stock, so it's just like a little pistol version. It's like, how the fuck do you got a Draco, dog? Yeah, those things are hard to get here, but I like them. Dude,
okay, so yeah, I found the one for Randy Travis too.
dude, speaking of guns, I mentioned wanting to get a revolver. I still do, but I want to get like a true like USSR Russian AK, because those, first of all, they're like total pieces of shit, but they're reliable pieces of shit. You know, they're like an old Dodge. Like, they're not fast, they smell bad, they make a lot of smoke, they get really hot, but they will never stop doing what they're supposed to do. And that's exactly what like old Soviet AKs do. Like, they're made with the worst quality, steel or iron or whatever was available. They got the biggest tolerances ever put in a mass-produced gun. But they fucking work, and they always work. And you can throw them in a river, you can cover them in sand and mud and snow, and they'll just keep shooting, because that's what they do. I like that. I want to get one.
What would you use it for?
So, alright. The way my driveway's set up, I got like my house here, and it goes like this way up to my shed, or like this way, and then kind of that way out to the street. So down this way at the end of my driveway, I have a bunch of targets set up, and I just shoot at them for fun.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I just, load up whatever gun, go stand on my porch, and just, pew, 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 shoot at them.
I didn't. Well, I've not been shooting in a long time, but I do remember whenever we were, growing up, or I guess not we, but whenever I was growing up, once a year or so, my dad would take us out to this like giant field, like kind of close to our house. But, it was far away enough where we weren't disturbing anybody, and we just shoot some stuff out there. And I remember once we took like an old TV out there we weren't using anymore. That was fun. Had like this oozing watermelon target. That was fun. But I do remember we used some expired canned food. Like, we had like canned food in our pantry that we never opened. It just expired.
I mean, it doesn't really expire, but yeah.
I mean, like, it wouldn't be edible anymore. It was like years old. I mean,
yeah,
like, stuff that you wouldn't want to eat.
That's the thing about canned food. The way they can it, there's no oxygen in the can, so because the food never oxidizes, it never goes bad. It has a best by date because legally it has a certain amount of time it's supposed to be eaten within, but that food in 100 years will be in the exact same condition. It will be the exact same quality of edibleness that it was now.
I'm sure that's what it was in past the best by date. He just like tells my mom, like, all right, listen, this food says it's expired. We're gonna take it out there. So we shot just canned food, and it's a fun experience shooting canned food.
It's a fun experience shooting anything. I also shot a TV one time because my grandparents, they love buying just the cheapest 70-inch smart TV whenever theirs goes bad. Well, really, they upgrade every time. Like, I was like, probably 8 years ago at this point, they had like a 50-inch smart TV, and they paid like $150 for it. It broke. They got like a 65-inch. That broke. Now they got like an 80-inch, whatever. But when their 50-inch broke, we literally brought it to the end of the driveway and put like 1,000 rounds through it. It was just a pile of mangled plastic by the time we were done shooting it. I actually shot at that TV so many times that one of the trees in the valley behind the end of my driveway fell over from the amount of bullets that went through it. I literally chopped a tree in half with bullets because I was shooting at a TV for so long.
Yeah, my dad's done that once or twice too. That was definitely a fun experience of watching a tree literally get chopped down by bullets. It needs to be a feature in Red Dead 3, like realistic bullet physics.
I'd hope so.
Like you shoot a tree, chop it in half. Then it just like
Do you remember when MythBusters tested if you could saw a tree in half with a gun?
I don't remember that exactly, no.
They had a 50 cal like mounted in the bed of a truck, and they just mowed down a dead tree in the middle of the desert. They're like, yeah, it worked. Myth confirmed. No shit, it worked. You're using anti-material rounds.
You ever seen the MythBusters clip where they try to drive on square wheels?
Yeah, I love that one.
I watched another one. I've never even watched Star Wars, but I watched an entire episode of MythBusters about their Star Wars, myth.
Mm-hmm.
About, like, sword fighting and the high ground was one of them.
Yeah, and they had the chainmail suits with the electric running through them, so they could instantly get like a zap if they touched each other. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those two unemployed friends on a random Tuesday.
There's was it the one with the water heater, I think, and they like overpressured it and it like shot through the roof and like hit the guy in the chair and then like went out through the roof. They were testing a old theory that if you don't maintain your water heater, it'll like blow up. And they not only confirmed that it could blow up, but that it could go up through your floor, hit you, and take you through the roof.
I don't know how they get half the ideas. They did another one where it's like trying to fold a piece of paper more than 7 times.
Yeah.
They had a piece of paper that was basically the size of an airplane hangar. And a team of like 200 people trying to fold this giant sheet of paper like 7 times. It was so dumb.
Man, one of my favorites. They were testing. There was a theory that if you were to like throw a penny off like the Empire State Building or like the Willis Tower or something, that like if it hit someone, it would kill them, right? And obviously that didn't work because they like skydived out of an airplane and dropped a bunch of pennies, and then the pennies fell slower than them because of like the air resistance, and so they hit the ground and then got pelted with a bunch of pennies, and they were already like, yeah, myth busted. And then they were like, well, how hard would you have to have a penny moving to kill someone? So they had to set up with an air gun, and they kept putting like more and more and more pressure into it, shooting at a ballistic dummy head till it went through. And it took like 200 psi of pressure to put a penny through someone's head. It was a ridiculously high amount.
MythBusters is so weird.
Yeah, but what would we have done without them?
Great show. Probably, the world had kept turning because it's crucial information knowing, what happens if you're, 2 feet above ground on a sword fight.
Do you remember the episode where they ruined a perfectly good Corvette, letting 2 pig corpses decompose in a hot storage container?
What even was the myth for that? What kind of myth is that trying to bust?
Something about how bodies decompose. I don't even remember. I just remember that they ruined a Corvette.
Genuinely might be one of the dumbest things any 2 humans have put their brain power towards in history. Maybe even dumber than this show.
It could be.
Maybe even dumber than deciding to watch this show.
Hey, whoa. Our viewers are not dumb.
If they're choosing to watch us instead of, doing something productive, there's something to question about. We love you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Trust me, if you're watching this, we love you guys. Well, 4 of them are, your alternate accounts. So.
Yeah. All 10 of you. Well, you're one, Venus one. All 8 of you.
All 8 of you. I'm sure, at least one of you is watching up to this point. To our one viewer in Vietnam, to our one female viewer, wherever you are, we love you.
Yeah, how the hell do we have a 12% female viewer ratio?
If one of you females viewing this happens to be a KFC worker who's a female from Australia,
hit us up.
Please. You might be the one that we talked to in episode like 5 or 6, whatever it was.
5, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's crazy that we haven't done a prank call since 5.
It's crazy that we've not done a game night since 7.
Yeah. I think we should do 2K25 as a game night.
I mean, if we can figure out a way to do that and then have our face cams on it, that'd be great.
I mean, do we need
the
face cams?
People to face cam it, but I mean, I think it'd make it funnier.
Yeah.
I mean, I highly doubt I could run a PS5 through an Intel Pentium HP laptop.
No, there's no way.
Especially, when it's WWE 2K25.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, despite being extremely limited in creation, like the past 10 WWE 2K games, it's the most fun I've had on a WWE game in years.
This is the most
24
fun
was
I've had
alright,
on any 2K game.
but 2K14 is still the undisputed, greatest of all time in my opinion, and then 2K19 is a close second. 2K25 is fine for that, for one of those spots. I absolutely love it.
Can I just say, completely off topic, I picked up this milk earlier, this Horizon organic milk. It's so fucking good, dude. This is some of the best tasting milk I've ever had. Not sponsored, but this milk is amazing.
I have just, some water again. Shout out water. Not sponsored, but it's Kroger brand, probably middle of the pack.
I got a water brand to shout out, because I was drinking this earlier. The label kind of came off, but I wanted to shout it out. Hempy water. It's got this ugly chick on it. This water is fucking incredible. I don't know what's in it, but this is some good fucking water. I drank it all. It's amazing.
Is it like hemp water? Is it like bong water?
No. It's bottled at the source in the foothills of what the fuck is that? Adirondack Mountains by Alder Creek Beverages in Forestport, New York.
Never heard of it.
It's definitely some Canadian mumbo jumbo that I accidentally got across the border. But hey, it's good water.
I wonder where this. Okay, yeah. Distributed by Kroger in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ohio.
I'm drinking some good old straight from the tap Ohio water.
Bro, I don't think Ohio tap water is safe to drink. Still, I'm pretty sure that vinyl chloride from 5 years ago is still in there.
I'm still I'm drinking this unfiltered. It says purified. I highly doubt that. Straight from the tap.
They put it through a Brita.
Probably from the well, honestly.
Yeah.
Water.
It's clarified puddle water.
Best water. Yeah. They might have ran from those dinky little $10 water purifiers you can get from the wild, but
yeah, they got a water pump with a life straw attached to it, just going into a dirty lake.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. The life straw.
Yeah. Hey, Center filters 10,000 gallons. We're getting 10,000 out of it.
No, they're gonna push 20,000 through it. They're gonna push that thing till it's literally falling apart.
Yeah.
And maybe it's time to replace it.
They probably took the filter out of it and just have it going through the straw.
I'm probably drinking straight up water that's been sitting in an RV water tank for 5 years.
Not even the white tank, the gray one.
They just turned the tap on for the first time in 5 years and they're like, okay, whatever water we can get out of this, if it's not evaporated, we're gonna use it.
Yep, that's Kroger.
It's some of the water of all time. I will describe it like that. It is certainly water. It tastes like water. It looks like water.
Yo, I know.
Certainly a water.
I know I mentioned my friend Jake on here, I think 2 episodes ago, because I mentioned that his mom worked at our high school. Him and his family... Holy fuck. Sorry, smoke's my face. Him and his family are Kroger fanatics. You go around their house, and everything is fucking Kirkland signature. I don't get it.
Kirkland signature is... I'm pretty sure Kirkland
signature
Kroger's? Is Costco.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Well, Kroger's
wait. Yeah, it is Costco. Okay,
Kroger's just straight up Kroger brand.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they're Costco fanatics. Because they have Kirkland signature everything in their house. Their mouthwash, their cups, their their plates that, like, any sort of disposable item you see in these people's houses, Kirkland signature, dog. The water, Kirkland signature. The soda, Kirkland signature. The chips, Kirkland signature. I'm like, dog, have you tasted another brand? Do you know what non-Kirkland food tastes like?
The Costco guys. Of course we're gonna eat a chicken bake. Wait, of course we're gonna go shopping like eating a chicken bake.
I mean, Costco is pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you get to watch the? Were you watching the AJ?
Yes.
The Big Boom AJ match with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the pre-show matches with me.
We did, yeah.
Y'all have not lived until you've seen AJ from the Costco guys wrestle in a match.
Nah, you've lived until you've seen him wrestle.
He's just this, like, big, fat,
He's really fat.
mid-40s, probably, white suburban dad.
Yeah.
I'm sick. He comes out to a song that him and his son made about, we bring the boom! That's what we do! We bring the boom!
Mm-hmm.
We bring that song.
And he took way too long to get in the ring.
Yeah. And he did like 5 or 10 laps around the ring with him and his son.
He was trying to do crowd work and the crowd was not there for him.
Yeah, he, the fact that the crowd popped more for Rizzler than they did for AJ himself was sad. I think
the Rizzler walks out and everyone's like, no way! Oh, the Rizzler! And then AJ walks out and everyone's like, they brought him? I thought it was just the Rizzler.
Seeing Rizzler come out as like a 6-year-old obese Orange Cassidy might have been the highlight of the pre-show, honestly. I cannot stand majority of the Costco universe.
But the Rizzler's kind of funny.
Rizzler's kind of, one of the only things that makes it funny. He's not even entertaining, really. It's just, funny seeing, oh, he's a fat Italian kid who makes a certain face.
Yeah.
Yeah, give him all my money. That's basically what his, entire shtick is. He's like,
mm-hmm.
I mean, power to him. He's making more money right now than we'll probably ever see in our entire lives unless this thing blows up. But
I mean, whatever the older kid in that family is, I saw an interview he did, and someone was like, don't you ever get tired of like being in the Costco guy character every time you're out in public in front of a camera or whatever? And he's like, I'm rich, I don't care. It's like, alright, valid.
The fact that they took like Rizzler, who's not even related to them, and they've added him to the whole family, it's mind-boggling. It'd be like, if...
It'd be like if we adopted Stewie Griffin.
Here. Except for the fact that you and me aren't brothers, but, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot think of a good example now. Never mind. I thought I was going somewhere with that. I thought I could think of an example on the fly, but I can't. Really
It's like if Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie got a 9th Indonesian child.
Sure, why not?
I don't know.
You ever seen the video
they get a lot of fun kids.
You ever seen the video that made Rizzler like famous, like him as the Black Panther?
No.
He's like busting at the seams of the costume.
I mean, I bet he is.
Rizzler, Black Panther. Yeah, there it is. Okay, here we go. This is the video, or one of the videos that made Rizzler famous, as him as the Black Panther. I mean, yeah, look at this. Look at him posted up.
That's hilarious.
The fact that this kid is like 7 years old and probably richer than everybody we know combined is insane.
Says a lot about society.
Who has more Riz? LeBron James, John Cena, and Spider-Man.
John Cena.
What do you think has more? Yeah, but like Spider-Man pulled Zendaya.
John Cena pulled Cody Rhodes.
It's obviously not LeBron. We've seen LeBron's wife.
Yeah.
John
And we've seen
Cena
his wiener. It's
fumbled
tiny.
one of the baddest wrestlers to ever live.
Oh, that's true, he did.
Spider-Man is still in canon. Spider-Man is, in a
Spider-Man gets
relationship
the
with
girl
Zendaya.
every time.
Saying it's got to be
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
I guess it is. I'll tell you who it's not. Batman. Every chick that guy has ever had any feelings for dies or gets violently hurt.
Other than his butler and Robin, everybody he loves just always ends up dying. I don't know
Yeah.
much about superhero lore, but I do know that everybody Batman has ever loved has died. I still can't believe we get to see this man live. Just a couple of short months from now.
We're gonna be sitting damn near courtside, within camera's view. And then we're just gonna hear "The Time Is Now" start playing, and John freaking Cena's. I mean, we're not gonna see him, but he's probably in some form or another gonna be, moving towards and getting into the ring, and
Yeah.
the idea of John Cena will exist while "The Time Is Now" is playing.
What you mean? The time is now.
Yeah, if you're Caleb.
Did you share that story on air? Or was that like just during our AEW watch along?
That was during AEW. I didn't say that.
That was great. Yeah, that was
Oh,
during our,
I thought I said that on the
during our
show.
weekly.
Yeah, that was
No,
on
no,
Wednesday.
I was thinking that was during our weekly Dynamite watch along.
Yeah. I know we've told you guys this before. We sit down here every Wednesday and watch Dynamite. Yeah, okay. So,
I kind of already spoiled the punchline, but
okay, so, no, you didn't, because you can't spoil the punchline if you don't know the joke. Remember, Dave Chappelle, he said, "I want to challenge myself to write a punchline before I wrote a joke. So I'm going to tell you the punchline. So I kicked her in the pussy." And then he goes and tells a hilarious story. Yeah. Just like this, alright? So we got this coworker, Caleb. He's like 6'3", 300 pounds. I think he said he's 300 pounds, maybe 309, something like that. Big old boy, right?
there's no way he's 6'3". There's no way he's 6'3".
Hey, he's as tall as me. Well, maybe like an inch shorter. He's pretty close. Anyways, big old boy, right? He's also black, I think. Part black? I don't know. He's got some sort of inflection on his skin,
Mister with the melanin.
Yeah, and I was talking to him at work because he was on Goblet and I was on Swisher. And I was like, yeah, me and Landy, we're going to see WWE. It's like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, well, hold on, are you into wrestling at all, or am I just gonna say nonsense to you? And he's like, oh yeah, I watch it all the time. I've even been to a few matches. I'm like, all right. They announced John Cena was gonna be there, and I cannot miss the chance to hear "The Time Is Now" live in person. He's like, oh yeah, like when the announcer guy comes out and he's like, "The time is now." And I just looked at him and went, you don't know anything about wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean,
painful.
how?
I'm not even a John Cena fan.
Yeah. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, how? That's not a thing in wrestling. They don't say that.
It's like the biggest thing to ever cross over from pop culture from wrestling, other than like The Rock, is
Right? And his name is John Cena. Do 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 do. Like everyone
it's
knows
either
that.
either his name is John Cena or RKO out of nowhere.
Or are you
The
sure
two
about
biggest.
that?
That was a fun one. I love, I once a year at least go back and watch that entire prank call interaction that the name is John Cena came from. Like some husband, if anybody's out of the loop, wanted to troll his wife, so he calls into the radio station, whatever local radio station it's on, maybe a morning show, I don't know. And he's like, yo, can you annoy my wife, whatever. So this radio station calls, posing as multiple different, I guess groups or people, whatever.
Okay.
And the punchline always somehow leads to, have you seen it before?
No.
Oh, you need to go watch it. But the punchline always ends up leading to and his name is John Cena. Trying to get her to buy a wrestling pay-per-view.
Okay.
One of them they use they call, and they're like, "Excuse me, ma'am, do you support the United States military?" And the woman's like, "Yeah, of course." And the people on the radio are like, "Well, this Sunday, a former U.S. veteran needs your support." And then it's sleads off and like this obnoxiously loud advertisement for a WWE pay-per-view. I cannot do it justice. It's so hilarious. It's funny.
I'll definitely
One
have
of
to
the greatest
watch
videos
that.
ever made.
Sounds good.
I think somebody went through animation for it. I'm not trying to find that. I don't know if we can watch it on the show if it's copyrighted or what, but it constantly plays John Cena's theme music in the background.
Yeah.
John Cena prank call? Do you want to gamble it?
No, I don't want to risk copyright.
No.
Not that we have anything to lose yet.
No way that anything's funnier than this, man. It's about 4 minutes long. See if I can find that.
I think that's a little too long to fall under fair use.
Let me see if I can find the clip I was talking about.
All right.
Okay. See here. Here we go.
I swear to Jesus, if this is those wrestling again.
Okay, good morning. Hi, I'm just calling this morning to ask if you're a supporter of the United States military.
Oh my God, I apologize. We've been getting calls all morning. I apologize, and yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, I am.
Great. Are you a supporter of the Marine Corps?
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Great, because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
And his name is John Cena! He's gonna get in the ring and put boots to asses this
Are you
weekend!
kidding me right now?
WWE
Are you kidding me right now? I can't even handle this. I cannot handle this.
Available right now at a low price of only $39.99.
I can't believe you're still calling me. I'm about to lose my
Thank you for watching.
Oh man.
That's pretty good.
That's where it comes from. The fact that Super Slam isn't even like a real event, by the way, just a little, wrestling nerd coming out of me. As far as I'm aware, WWE Super Slam has never heard. They made up an entire show. I mean, it's still funny. Still funny,
Yeah.
but, just this little wrestling nerd nitpick.
God, that is funny, though.
Think that's iconic, though. That's an iconic, thing in wrestling lore. Up there with the, did we watch the, what's it called, the Dairy Queen incident?
Yeah, we did. That was so funny.
Shout out Jim Cornette.
Shout out Chris Jericho for recording that.
Shout out Chris Jericho.
Shout out Chris Jericho for a
say
lot of
it.
things. He's a fantastic guy.
I was about to say, I thought we were going to shout out a different Chris. I'm proud of you for not saying his name yet.
Oh. My... Damn, I'm not going to say.
Oh, we're getting shout outs out of the way for wrestlers. Shout out Megan Bain. I think I just lost your audio. I don't hear you. Did you mute yourself? Yeah, I don't hear you. We were having audio errors mid-episode. This is fantastic. Okay, I heard you a little bit there.
You
I heard you for like half a second there.
The frick is up. Yeah. Wait,
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
it's working fine on my end.
Very, very faint now.
I have audio and I can hear myself perfectly in Discord. But if I put my microphone out here, like when I have the microphone there, I can hear myself. I don't know what the problem is.
I mean, yeah, it's a little quiet. Electrical goblins.
Is it working?
I can hear you, but like it's very difficult to make out.
It's still not way out there. Lovely.
So what are we gonna do, Tommy boy?
I got a solution.
The audio's lost again. Okay, no, you're back. You're back. You're back. That's okay. Yeah. Do you think it's gonna work fine then?
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, we're good. I'm just gonna move ahead with lower quality audio on my end, but that's alright.
Y'all can put up with it. We do this like once every few episodes, and it seems to be fine.
Yeah. I, I've probably had 6 episodes where I've had to use this for audio, because electric goblins, you know?
I don't know if those episodes performed well or not, but we're gonna try it out.
Some of them performed way too good.
I think it's really leaning into the whole unqualified aspect of it, though. Quite frankly.
Yeah, but you'd think people who are gonna watch this kind of stuff want higher quality. But maybe they don't. Maybe they want something that just feels so genuinely bad that, like, it's good.
They're tired of stuff being overproduced and high quality. They want something bad like this. I don't know.
You know, I feel like it's inevitable that the show's gonna have to blow up at some point. Or get popular enough to at least be self-sustaining, because, like, there's no way you can put hundreds of hours of content out there and it just goes to nothing, Like, we're getting
Yeah.
thousands of views from the shorts, so people are at least aware of our existence, and it's doing something. I mean, I check our analytics like twice a week, and, we get bigger every week.
I mean, we've been doing surprisingly well, better than I thought we'd be doing.
Yeah. Dude.
I mean, I think there's a chance we get popular, but like I don't know if anybody genuinely is in the market to watch this sort of thing regularly.
I think people are. I think if I can be consistent with the Unqualified Moments channel, I think that will bring more viewers to this. Because I think having like 5 to 30 minute, like easily watchable segments is going to get more people into the idea of watching our show, and then eventually more people are going to be like, this is so good, I just want to watch the show.
Because how bad people's attention span is, I'm starting to think maybe some of our segments drag on a bit, like spending 2.5 hours ranking every single flag in the world, but
oh man, I should make
all for
I was gonna say I
the
should make that the
majority of them to
qualified
go.
moment, but that's genuinely like almost an episode's worth of content.
Yeah, like all the tier lists go on for
Way too long.
way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long.
You know what? If you wanna speed through segments and get people's attention spans short, I got something I can switch into really quick.
What is that?
So, I mentioned that I was writing some jokes, some sort of like stand-up type stuff. And where do I have that? It's on my other phone. I have a few jokes. I ran one by you, like a day or two ago. Well, okay, so far I've written 2. And one of them I am 100% sure is good enough to be on the show. I think it's quite funny. But I ran one by you that I wasn't so sure about, and you told me it was one of the worst jokes that's ever been written, so I'm not going to say that one. But I do have one. I do have one that I think is pretty good.
Hey.
So, taking the stage here. Cities have always been a scam. I mean, since the invention of advertising, people have been advertised cities with bright lights, cinemas, drinking, gambling, and other delights. But the reality couldn't be more different. You know, up until 100 or so years ago, everyone was riding on horses, and, well, if you don't know, horses shit a lot, alright? In fact, they had slots between buildings where city workers would shovel horse shit into so that it wasn't in the streets or on the sidewalks, alright? Could you imagine, like 80, 100, 120 years ago, being sold on the ideas of today's Vegas, only to arrive in something akin to Baton Rouge that smells like dog shit and is either hot and moist or cold and dry like an emo girl's pussy in between yeast infections? I mean, not to mention that it smells worse than that, too.
Oh, oh.
Yeah.
That's certainly one of the jokes of all time.
I thought it was pretty funny. I think I gotta work on the delivery, but I'm getting into the idea of writing jokes.
Right.
Also,
Listen, remember how I
like,
told
without a
you?
crowd to sit
Hold
and
on.
laugh, like, I don't want to sit and, like, ruminate on a line and then just leave dead air, because,
Yeah.
I feel like that, like, you say a couple lines and people are like, oh, whatever, get a little bit of crowd work, go into a little more. Can't do that in this type of format, but, yeah, anyways, I wrote
I
a
feel like
joke.
we need to get the Jackbox open mic, whatever game it is. I don't know if it's Jackbox or what, but it's some sort of open mic comedian game you can get.
Alright.
I've
Never
seen
heard
it
of
on
that.
like TikTok live before. I'll look into it some other time. You know how I said fast not fast the tier lists always take way too long. They
Yeah.
we need fast segments.
Did you find a fast tier list?
I found a fast food tier list.
Oh my god. Oh, alright, alright. Well, as soon as we're done with
I
this,
don't know if you want to go.
I do.
I don't know if you want to go into 400, but
Oh, 400? Let's take a peek, because I
400.
don't know that I'm aware of 400 different fast food chains. Let's just...
54th Street,
Now,
70s, A&W, Incredible Pizza, Andy's. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know Anthony's, Applebee's, Arby's, Arctic Circle,
hold on. Some of
All on
these are
Green,
sit-down
Andy
restaurants. That's
Spector.
not fast food.
Be like fast casual. Buffalo Wild Wings is fast casual.
Applebee's?
See, fast food and fast
Oh,
casual.
I didn't read that part.
Like Cracker Barrel,
Chili's?
Costco's on here.
Dude, shout out Chili's, man. It's underrated.
Never had Chili's.
Man, I miss
Surprisingly.
Chili's.
Surprisingly. Hooters, shout out Hooters. I don't know if you'd want to go into 400, but
No, I don't.
we'll have that on the
We'll put that on the back
that
burner.
on the yeah, we'll put that
If it was like 40, I'd
side
have
note.
been
We'll
like, yeah,
put that
let's
in the
do
back.
it. 400. It's gonna take way too
I
long.
just I wasn't ready to commit to it unless you were gonna commit. I just wanted to see your reaction to 400 fast food restaurants being on that tier
We'll
list.
do that someday. But
That can be a 24-hour stream special or something. Whenever we hit like whatever milestone for a 24-hour stream.
yeah, but I had another note I wanted to go over. Are you familiar with what an olfactory sense is?
Yeah, it's like scent, smell, sight, all that.
Yeah, well, so it's sort of like you never smell your bedroom necessarily, because if you're always in there, you're just always used
Yeah,
to the smell. So it doesn't smell like anything,
yeah.
but then someone walks in and it obviously smells like you to them. Well, it also applies to, like, you smell something that connects you so deeply to a specific memory. And I had one of those while I
Mm-hmm.
was
Yeah.
driving home the other day from work. And I was just sitting in my car, and I I don't know what it was, but I got this whiff of something that just reminded me of the Crack Shack. And yeah, I know I've mentioned the Crack Shack on here, but I don't think I went into too much detail about what it was. So
You
I wanted to tell some Crack Shack stories, actually. I was thinking that'd be a perfect thing for this episode. And I think in the spirit of the Crack Shack, I should take one more dab and get really fucking high before I talk about it. So do you want to entertain them for like 40 seconds?
Sure. Let me think here. I'm not very interested in person, so I need
Well,
to
meanwhile,
think of
if you
something
at
to
home
entertain.
can smoke, dab, vape, hit whatever THC thing along, or you know what, even if you're drinking, I don't condone alcohol, but I used to when I had the crack shack. If you got a beer in your hand, start chugging for the crack shack.
Okay. Like I'm saying, I'm not a very entertaining person. I'm not a very uh yeah, I'm not a very comedic person. That's why I'm the straight man on the show, the my boy's comedic genius to his unfiltered raw sense. But I will do my best to entertain you. So let me think. What's been going on recently? Like I said, making everybody in Dollywood and WB2K, and I hope that someday y'all get to meet Sean. I was doing a special referee. I was playing as myself as a referee, matching it Sean and Tommy Boy here. Tommy Boy, you okay? Anyway, so I set up what's called an Iron Man match. If you know what the Iron Man match is, set a time limit. I decided, why not do 60 minutes? And you try to get as many pins or submissions, whatever, as you can in that time. It's like, try to have the most by the end of the match. A lot of the time in real life, they'll be like, they'll end 3-4, or they'll end like 1-2 or something like that. Anyway, so why not set up a 60-minute Iron Man match between Thomas and Sean, let me referee. So I do that. I quit after 10 minutes because Tommy Boy's up like 8-1 on Sean. Tommy Boy pinned Sean 8 times in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't fun. So I decided to screw over, Tommy Boy and give Sean a quick count. Sean goes to pin you, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, and immediately call for the bell. So Sean gets an 8-1 lead. You go in and just pin him immediately 2 minutes later. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
Man.
I need to set that
In
up
in
again sometime.
in every match we were doing, all I would do is knock Sean to the ground and pin right away. He's like, "Stop hitting me! Stop it!" I just keep hitting.
The uh the
Getting so
the
pissed
triple
every
threats that
time.
you, me, and Sean were doing were fun too. Those were highlights. We need to do some of those with Sean sometime on the show and qualified game night.
Yeah.
Sean in for a few triple threat matches. It's like it would just be like you and Sean using like serious people like the Undertaker and Cody Rhodes, and you just had me using like Tiffany Stratton, and I still beat both of you.
Meanwhile, Sean's
I was
raging
using
at
a
me
chick who
because
was
I'm
like,
pinning him, and then he
yeah.
kicks out, and then I pin him, and then he kicks out, and then he can't even get up because I'm just pinning him just over and over.
I just had to watch. I was just taking it all in.
Yeah, that was fun. But, anyways, I got some tales from the crack shack, and it started with this olfactory sense. I was driving home, and I just smelled a smell, and I don't know quite how to describe the smell of the crack shack. Okay, first let me get into what the crack shack was exactly, because I very briefly went over it in a past episode. And I actually want to give some time to it now. So, my friend Noah's uncle, who was just called Pork. Actually, if you want to pull this up, look up Menominee Man Uncle Pork meth, and pull up that story.
Oh, what now?
Menominee Menomine man Uncle Pork meth. Just like put that in and pull up the story, because so this guy Uncle Pork, we all call him. He's well, a meth addict. Well, obviously. He's just a crazy old guy, and him and his whole family are, just a whole bunch of crazies, and I love hanging out with him. I'm friends with every single one of them, and he had this trailer behind my friend Casey's house. Casey, who I'm still friends with, is Noah's dad. Uh, anyways, Uncle Pork had this trailer behind Casey's garage. Pork was, in prison for a bit. This is way before this. I'm still waiting for it to pull up, by the way, so, we'll go over it whenever it appears. But he had this trailer that was just full of junk. It was full of like half-built bed frames and like just random shit like tables and clothes and just junk. And we were like, you know what? He's not gonna be out for about 2 years. This is ours for 2 years. So we just took everything and pushed it to one side of the trailer. Because keep in mind, it wasn't like the trailers we're in right now that have like bathrooms and rooms and stuff. Like it was literally a box on wheels. It was a wood box on wheels. It was a studio apartment that you could tow around. And so we just pushed everything to the front. Oh, the stream closed. And
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna load.
yeah.
I'll try again later.
And then we got this couch or this chair that I'm sitting on right now. We got this, I think, just for free off like Facebook. Someone's throwing it out. Also, I want to say this is the only surviving piece of the crack shack. Nothing else in that trailer exists, including the trailer. We'll get to that. This is the only surviving remnant. And we got a futon. My teacher, Miss Rooney, who I was talking about, she had the class that was 2 hours of letting us do whatever we wanted. She had a couch she was throwing out, so I just drove my car to school one day and parked it in the teacher parking. And just like right after school ended, I just pulled my car around to her classroom because she was on the first floor, and she had like there was like a access way like into the lunchroom for like the box trucks. So I just like pulled up in there. We brought the couch out, stuffed it in my car, drove straight up there, and dropped it off. And then we had like a little TV stand, like a shitty like flat screen TV from like '06 or something. It was a little like Panasonic thing with like a 4-inch thick silver border around it. It was a really shitty TV. We never used it. Well, no, we used it like maybe once. And then we had like some space heaters out there because it was like the middle of winter when no, it was like November when we took it over, but we used it throughout the winter, so we had a bunch of space heaters in there. And we ended up well, okay, I'll say some of our friends were very into the Amish tradition of lifting stores. You know, I'm not. Amish, they got the barn raising where they literally pick up barns.
Yes. Yeah.
Lifting
Okay.
shop.
Okay, it took me a second.
Yeah.
It took me a second. All right.
Yeah, the Amish tradition of lifting shops. Uh,
Yeah.
and we got some posters and some tapestries and stuff to put up in there. We kind of decorated the place. Got some black lights. And it was just a little party trailer for us and all of our friends to go get drunk in. And we'd make stops at all the local grocery stores with bad security and get liquored up. And then we had a friend that would, if you brought him either a bottle of booze or a case of beer, he'd trade you like either a gram of wax or an eighth of bud. So we get 30, 40 containers, items of alcohol, and we bring them over there and trade like half of them for some weed, and we'd be going back with like an ounce and like an eighth of wax and a shit ton of alcohol. And we just get all our friends over and just get trashed for a weekend and then go home. And I really miss that place. It smelled like spilt alcohol, burnt weed, a lot of fucking cigarettes and backwoods, because we smoked a lot of backwoods at the time, which are these really, really shitty cigars that a lot of people use for blunt wraps, where you just take the tobacco out and put weed in it, and we'd always roll just enormous fucking backwoods and just get dummy high. And yeah, man, that place was incredible. We had a lot of fun memories in there, a lot of illegal memories. There was one time we had to go get our friend Johnny, right? And Johnny lived 3 streets away, we'll call it. But 3 streets away when you're in the middle of the cornfields is about 7 miles. And we were already doing a bit of midday partying because we were waiting for some of our friends to get over. We had, who was coming over? Fuck, I can't even remember all their names. Patrick, Ricky, Cam, a couple others. And anyways, Johnny, he's like, hey man, my truck ain't starting. I'm gonna need a ride. Well, we already did a little bit of midday partying. We were like a joint and a few shots deep. But we're like, you know what? All you gotta do, make a left out of this man's driveway, make a right eventually, make another right, and you're kind of there, you know? It just takes a while. Keep in mind, it's like the middle of winter, though, and we're packed 3 deep in actually 4 deep in a car, because when we were going out to my car, one of them showed up. I forgot who. So we're 4 deep in a little fucking shitbox going to get a 5th person while there's snow and ice on the road. And the thing about the road going to Johnny's house is it's a normal road, and then for some reason the corner that turns around this cornfield and then continues into the road isn't actually asphalt, it's a concrete sidewalk. I promise it's a legal road. They have road signs like with an arrow directing you around it. But it's a concrete sidewalk on that corner. It's not a road. So you have like 30 feet of just like this little concrete path you gotta be on. So we turn on that, go up into Johnny's driveway. Everything's fine, right? But then Johnny gets in, and that like extra 150 pound of human on top of the 800 pound of human already in the car just made it way, way too heavy for my blown suspension. So we're going back down the hill where you gotta, now make a left around that corner. And like you go straight, right? And then the road turns left. But if you keep going straight, there's an electric pole right there. Well, as you can imagine, it's very icy, so I hit the brakes to slow down and go around the corner. And I just slide and go straight forward. And just yank the wheel to the right. Barely missed this electric pole, and now I'm just in someone's yard because the other side of that path is someone's yard. And, I'm like, not thinking about it, so I just crank the wheel to the left, gas it, just do a burnout through this dude's yard. Get back onto the road and just get back to the crack shack. That was, man, we did some fun stuff there. There was one time I had the worst acid trip of my life. Let me tell you about that. Because, first of all, I don't think it was acid. There's this other chemical called N-BOME, N-B-O-M-E, which is a synthetic chemical similar to acid, but it's a lot worse for you than acid. The trips are not nearly as fun. And my friend Noah, he had this acid plug that was very sketchy, and it was like 50-50 if you were going to get real acid or N-BOME from the guy. Like, you never knew until you took the tabs. But the past couple times we had picked up from him, he had fantastic tabs, like some of the best acid we had ever dropped. So we hit this guy up again thinking like, alright, maybe he finally got like a stable connection for the stuff. So we hit him up. It's me, my friend Gage, who I've talked about on here, the schizophrenic one that went homeless. And Noah, and we got like, I think we had like $60. We pick up 6 tabs. We all drop 2 of them. We get back to the crack shack, like rolling a few joints, and if you were to exit out of the crack shack, you would go basically right to the edge of like the 4-wheeler track that we had built through the yard and into the woods. And there was a couple like just deserted, beat up, not running pickup trucks like way in the back of the 4-wheeler trail. And we're like, yo, let's go hotbox those. Let's go smoke the joints in there. So we do. That's exactly what we do. We start walking through the cold out to these trucks to go get high as fuck. And I think we had a couple friends over, right? Yeah, we had 2 other people over at that time. It was Johnny and someone else who I don't think I ever got their name. They were really fat. Keep in mind, this is a Toyota pickup. The inside of a Toyota pickup is about this wide. Alright? But this wide, like, yeah, it's pretty narrow. I mean, maybe like 4 feet in total, if that. And we got 5 of us crammed into the bench seat. One of them sitting on the other's lap, and like the rest of us are crammed hip to hip. And we're just passing joints around, getting high as fuck. And me and Gage are looking at each other, and like in the like snow and like the now crystallizing breath on the windshield, we're seeing like Illuminati eyes pop up on it, like little triangles with the eyeballs. Like we're both seeing the same thing. We're like, that's fucking weird, because the thing with acid, or really any psychedelic, is every trip is pretty unique, and very rarely will 2 people have the same trip. But with N-Bone, because it's a synthetic chemical, it is actually somehow very likely that you have very similar trips as people if you take the same amount as them. So we're like both seeing the same thing. We're like describing like each intricate little line of light and color or whatever coming from, and realize we're literally seeing like the atomically exact same trip and everything. We're like, well, that's fucking weird, right? And you know, we finish the joints, we start walking back to the crack shack, and our friends are gonna go home, so they just keep walking through the field out to the road so they can go back to their house. And you know, we get into the crack shack, and we just start tripping harder and harder and harder. And we eventually got into a thought loop, which is a thing that happens on psychedelics where you'll get into like a train of thought that it's like questions and somewhat answers that you then question. It just keeps looping back into itself, and you inevitably ask the same answers over and over again. And we had one of those where like I look over at someone and go, yeah, 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 and like we'd all just like snap like side to side looking at each other and go, yeah, 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 right, right, yeah, 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 right, yeah, yeah, right, right, for like hours. We were just sitting there doing that, just tweaking out. And then we eventually, like, I think I snapped and I was like, guys, we're in a thought loop. And then they both looked and were like, oh my god, we are in a thought loop. And then we looked around the trailer and we weren't, like, in the trailer anymore. I mean, physically we were, but it didn't look like we were. And again, we were all three having the exact same identical trip of sitting in this deep red pit of, like, blood and flesh. Like, have you ever played Dante's Inferno, the game? Okay, it's like a
No.
cheap, like, God of War ripoff, but it's actually a fantastic game. And it takes place in hell, and a lot of the levels are these, like, weird, like, fleshy, bloody, dark areas. And we were in, like, one of those. Like, it felt like we were, like, in hell. Like, it was bad. And, we're like, what time is it? So I check my phone, I'm like, it's 3 a.m. And I set my phone down, and I look at them, and I'm like, we've been tripping, doing that for 4 hours now. We got in here at 11. And he's like, wait, what time is it? I'm like, that's a good question. I pick up my phone. It was 4. Somehow, in the span of us saying those, like, 8 words to each other, an hour had passed, and we didn't realize it.
Real quick, I hate to interrupt. I gotta pee like
Okay.
really bad. Like 1 second.
Yeah. And, honestly, I don't even remember how that night ended, because I was the first one to pass out. It got to be about 6 in the morning, and I went, guys, I'm forcing myself to go to sleep. I can't deal with this anymore. And I laid down in the corner of the futon. I pulled a blanket over my head so everything was dark, and I just sat there with my eyes closed, and I just sat as still as possible. And somehow I fell asleep. And I woke up. Actually, I think I'll save this for when Landy gets back. We'll just kind of re-go over all that, because it's kind of important to the story. I saw hair in there, but we're good. Yeah. Don't do drugs, guys. It's bad. I really don't recommend them at all. Hey, we got Landy back.
Yeah, I was holding that, waiting for a moment to let you know.
Yeah.
We're good now.
So, anyways, you know, it's like 4 in the morning at that point, right? And we're just like, this is terrible. This sucks. We're in like a nightmare. We're in hell. This is horrible. And basically we were hoping that it wasn't going to be like a perma trip, which is where so there's a thing called HPPD. It's hyperactive perception persistence disorder. It's basically it's akin to schizophrenia, but you have like psychedelic visions just all the time. Like your vision just never turns off, like the psychedelic mode. And we were like just hoping it wasn't one of those, you know. Like we were like, I hope this doesn't last forever, because I mean, we were well within the time limit to still be tripping if it was on acid, but we knew that it was N-Bone, because you don't trip like that on acid. And eventually it got to be about 6 in the morning, and we were all just still sitting up talking. I'm like, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm forcing myself to go to sleep right now. So I just pulled the blanket over my head, and I tucked my head into the corner of the futon, and I just closed my eyes and sat still. And eventually I fell asleep. And I woke up, and Noah wasn't there. He'd gone inside at some point and actually went and slept in his own bed. And Gage was passed out right next to me on the futon. And, it was like noon at that point when I had gotten up. I was still tripping, though. And I remember I had to piss really bad, and I didn't, like, really realize I was tripping, because, I don't know, like, there's a thing with like, psychedelics, like, you trip in a place, and then you wake up, and sometimes it still looks a little funky, but then you, like, leave that room or that building or whatever, and then, like, the rest of the world looks normal, and, like, I don't know, just somehow you, like, recognize patterns and, like, trip your way in like, the last place you tripped or something. So I thought it was that, and then I walked outside, and everything was, like, plastic. Like it was, like, shiny and, like, smooth and didn't have that much texture to it, and I was like, motherfucker, did I fuck myself up? Am I gonna be like this? I fucking hope not. And, I just took a piss, and I remember the piss was in, like, 8-bit. I was taking, like, a Mario piss, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's something. And I just went back into the crack shack, and I was just sitting there for a bit. It was around 2 p.m. I was like, alright, look, I wasn't tripping anymore. I was just tired. I was like, I want to go home. So I'm, like, trying to wake Gage up. And Gage is the heaviest sleeper I know. So I'm, like, literally grabbing this man by his shoulders, like, shaking him up and down, throwing him in this futon. He's like, fuck, stop. Like, get the fuck up! I'm going home! And he's like, alright, go without me. I'm like, you're not gonna be able to get home, motherfucker. We have school tomorrow. And we were still in high school at this point. And he's like, school? I have school? And, like, that's what got him up. And I'm like, no, you fucking retards, tomorrow. We have to go. And he's like, okay, what? Fine. And he gets up. Well, I'll say he wakes up. Still takes like an hour and a half to get off the couch. We didn't get home till like 5 p.m. that day. It's terrible. This is the worst trip of my life.
That's insane.
Yeah.
See if I can get this thing to load now.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm about to expose this guy.
Good old Intel Pentium.
There we go. Edward Lee Britton, Uncle Pork, yeah. Sentenced to 3 to 20 years for the delivery of 1.1 gram of methamphetamine. Anyways.
Remember the exact measurement?
Yeah, does it have his mugshot in here? Okay, find one with his mugshot. There he is. That's my boy. That's Uncle Pork right there.
That's Uncle Pork.
I love this man with my life. This man is a hero.
Oh. Wow.
This right here, Uncle Pork, is one of the kindest men you'll ever meet in your whole life. He is funny, he is kind, he is giving. He's also very poor, addicted to meth, and kind of crazy.
Let me see here. Let me introduce you to one Larry Love. The newspaper man. He would always hang out on, this is like off Main Street right here in my hometown. His name's Larry Love. He'd all the time be singing. Here he is singing at the, the Christmas festivities. He'd always be flirting with the women of Hazard. I don't know what he, did. I don't even know if he's still in Hazard. I don't know if selling newspapers on the street was his, main job or what. But this is one of the goofiest dudes you'll ever meet. One time, apparently, he threatened to take I guess as a joke, threatened to take my mom, from my dad, threatened to take her on a date, whatever, and just steal her, basically, and, he's Larry Love. You know how, I might have mentioned this a few times on the show before, my dad is friends with a couple buddies of his that own a tattoo shop back in, Kentucky?
Yeah.
Apparently, Larry Love popped into the tattoo shop one day, because everybody who's local knows him. He apparently knows everybody. He's saying to these people like, "Yeah, man, I'm going to New York. I'm gonna get me a singing job in New York." I don't know if he ever did or not, but shout out Larry Love, bro.
Yeah, let's hope he's in New York living his best life. Anyways,
No,
I want to show something
these
off
are the
real
only
quick.
2 photos of him.
I found these in a gas station. I got 2 of them, right? It's a energy drink, right? And it's kind of like a 5-hour energy type thing. I want you to guess what the name of this is.
I see the bottle, just cover the name, I guess. Is it going to be 6-hour boost? Some crappy ripoff.
This shit is called Extra Strength Tweaker.
Oh, never would have guessed.
I saw this and I went, I wouldn't fuck with no one drinking some shit called Tweaker. And then I got 2 of them because I want to be that dude.
That is. How do you even come up with those names?
Right? So the what do you call it? The ingredients is 345 milligrams of a combined blend of caffeine, ginseng root, evodamon fruit, and acetyl L-tyrosine, yerba mate, green tea extract, yohimbe bark extract, which is strong as fuck. It's an insane stimulant. That shit made me throw up one time. And 5-hydroxyl-tryptophan. I feel like this shit will genuinely turn me into a tweaker, so I got them because I want to drink them before work.
I might have tweaker, but have you ever had these?
What the fuck? No. Never had camel balls.
Heard of those at least?
No, I've
Yes,
never seen
camel
those
ball.
once in my life.
It is camel testicle shaped gum, coated brown and textured, and it's filled with some sort of like sour red goo.
It should have been white, but yeah.
I don't know if it's supposed to represent blood or just for kicks and giggles, but yeah, that's
Insanity.
this is a real candy.
You know what else I picked up from the gas station?
What's that?
Slim Jim and cheese. Yeah.
That's
It was on sale, so I was like, you know what? Protein.
You heard anything from your black friend, as you call him?
Let me check.
And if worst comes to worst, don't have a guest, we can always ask Caleb to come on here. I don't know if you have his contact information. I don't.
I do, unfortunately.
Oh boy, what's he gonna think if he watches this back and he hears you say unfortunately?
Oh well.
Caleb, I'm sure you're a good dude deep down. If you are somehow watching this. I think the long-term goal to get as a guest should be Larry. I think Larry would be a fun guest to have. After
maybe
you're
eventually.
gone from Dollywood and everything, after you're gone from Dollywood and everything we say is about Dollywood can be legally allowed.
Looks like he's still out at dinner, but we got like an hour and 45 left of the show, so.
Yeah. Can I get Sean on here?
Yeah, we could try. Do you want to hit him up?
Where's Sean working tonight?
Oh yeah, it might be working.
I will message him and ask him.
All right.
Yep, I'm asking Sean.
hitting up
He was active 15 minutes ago in White Pine, so
Okay.
you hear me, Tommy boy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
He was active in White Pine, less than 20 minutes ago. So I think we should be good to roll if he wants to record. Unless he's busy somewhere with his lady. In which case, I wouldn't be surprised if he is.
Alright, I just said my black friend said you gonna be able to make it tonight. We'll see what he says.
Wait.
I'd
Cannot
love to get
wait.
him on, man. I cannot wait for you to see this absolute felon. This man runs.
I can't wait to meet the legend.
The
We've
episode
spoken about
one
this
legend.
man since. Yeah. We spoke with this man since the beginning of this show. Well, you have. I've just kind of followed along.
Alright, no, he said he's still out partying. He's not gonna be able to make it. So yeah, we can get Sean on.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I messaged him saying, yo, we're recording right now. If you want to come join.
Alright.
Hopefully, we'll get Sean on here tonight. I want the people to meet Sean
I want you
so
guys
much.
to see this man and realize he gets more pussy than every single one of you.
Like, not even trying to be, joking about it, not even trying to be, like, sarcastic. He genuinely is a lady killer. He
He's probably
owes
gonna
more
leave
women
this
than
show
any other man alive.
about 25 minutes after he gets on to go have sex.
Like, we'll be in a PlayStation party, right? And he'll just go silent for like 30 minutes and then come back and be like, sorry, man, I had to go eat.
Yeah.
That's always what it is. He has to
Be
go
right
eat.
back. No, come back 20 minutes
Yeah.
and be like, sorry, I was doing something. Okay.
Yeah, Sean eats about like 6 or 7 times a day.
I'm sure he's eating
He's
something.
We love Sean though. Sean is literally the funniest man alive, the smartest man alive. He's a absolute genius in some aspects.
Truly.
If somebody hates Sean, they just hate life.
Or they hate
like
penis.
Sean has,
He's
yeah,
apparently got a fantastic one.
he be slinging that thing. I mean, if Sean has 100,000 fans, I am one of them. If Sean has 1,000 fans, I am one of them. If Sean has one fan, it is me. If Sean Blanchard has 0 fans, then I have died and left this planet. All right.
If Sean has 1,000 girls on his dick, I'm one of them. If Sean has 10 girls on his dick, I'm one of them. If Sean has 1 girl on his dick, it's me in a dress. If Sean got no bitches on his dick, it's because he died, not because I died. He split me in half. It's because he died. It's because they couldn't bury him with one. It's illegal.
Sean is gonna be like, he's gonna be the Hugh Hefner of Dollywood years from now. He's built up his. No, I would say he doesn't have a roster. He's pretty loyal.
Yeah.
He seems really loyal. Now he'll still be talking about like what. Now he was still on party chat the other night with his girlfriend in the room, about which AEW women he'd smash. But
Yeah.
other than that, he's a really really good loyal man.
Oh.
I love how he's just going through the list. He's like,
next time the 3 of us are playing WWE, I want to set up a match because I made a ring with the AEW logo on the mat, and I want to see his reaction to it.
oh man, that'd be. Sean is just an AEW hater. Now,
Yeah.
I love Sean with everything in me. I love him like a brother. But the man is just so, anti AEW.
And it doesn't make sense, man. AEW's amazing.
Now, yeah, now granted, if if he's judging off the John Moxley Spike, thing, that's understandable. That's one of the most disgusting spots I've ever seen. That terrifies me still.
Okay, we gotta talk about that match. It sucked. It was bad.
Yeah, so for anybody out of the loop, John Moxley versus Adam Copeland, names we mentioned before, had a street fight, which for anybody who's not a wrestling fan watching this is basically just like no rules. You're allowed to use weapons, anybody can interfere, yada yada yada. So the match starts, it shows John Moxley, this, grizzled, he's loose cannon, like literally he will take a shot to the kidney, like from a gun. Like he would take a gunshot to the kidney if it meant entertaining somebody, right? He's that insane.
Yeah.
It shows him walking through the parking lot and he just gets jumped. And he most like slow motion fighting. I mean, like it's awful. It's like they're trying to imitate bad fighting on purpose.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like they were doing when they started. And they fight like eventually to the ring. And like the only memorable spot from that entire match.
Let's take it literally from the beginning. This caveman, John Moxley's walking down an alleyway next to a truck with Swerve Strickland and some other fighters on the side of it. You know, it's like an AW truck, whatever. Cope walks behind him, throws him into the back of this truck. What the fuck was the... Oh, are you about to pull it up? I want them to see this truck.
Oh, did it stop sharing?
Yeah. I want them to see the inside of this truck. Because it was literally set up with like 3 objects meant for them to hit each other with, and then Copeland did like a swinging kick. I agree with that guy.
Yeah,
in the
let
back.
do the crowd.
Yeah, so he goes into like a tool truck, just smashes him into a couple things, kicks him into a door, and then they just like walk into the ring, or like, you know, through the building into the ring, just like angrily staring, walking towards the thing, occasionally hitting each other with like trash cans, and then Mox's like, wait, hold on, takes his shirt off, keeps walking. It's like, what the fuck are we watching? And then they get out sort of to the ring, and Cope like throws him over the thing. They like walk into the crowd, get into a little bit of a fight, keep walking, and Moxley's just ignoring Copeland while he's just throwing shit at him, beating up. He just like keeps just into the crowd, and then, you know, they fight for like 2 seconds, and then Moxley's like it just walks back into the ring, and then that was so fucking dumb, dude. I hated it.
I hated the match up until this point, and then I absolutely despised it with everything in me, because what's the point of this right here?
Right?
John Moxley's going to be crippled in a wheelchair by the time he's 50.
Yeah. Yeah, that was insane.
This is how the match ended. A street fight ended by a dude getting choked out and passing out.
Yeah. Dude.
You're going to tell me John Moxley's going to be able to stand and win after taking this?
Yeah, not to mention, alright, this whole storyline has been, Copeland has been one by one dominating the Death Riders, just destroying them at every venue, right? And then he gets to Moxley, the leader of the Death Riders, and he loses.
By getting choked out.
Yeah. Like, was that not the whole point of the story, to win that?
Who knows? Maybe Swerve Strickland will take it off of. Knowing AEW, probably not. John Moxley's going to hold that title until the day we die. He's going to be holding that title beyond the grave, alright?
Yeah. Dude, they're going to do whatever the AEW equivalent to Money in the Bank is. And it's going to be John Moxley's exhumated corpse thrown into the ring versus Swerve Strickland. And he's finally going to get the title against John Moxley's skeleton with a bit of rotten flesh hanging off it.
Oh, because the great grandkids of the Death Rider will be interfering to save save Moxley again to win.
Oh yeah, we can't forget Pac's grown-up left nut is going to be there fighting him. Yeah.
It's going to be like, Swerve Strickland the third, and then like Pac the fourth, John Moxley the fifth. It's just,
Let's go, Swervis. We love you, Swarm.
Let's go, Steven!
Obligatory shout
Hey.
out, let's go, Steven Kid.
Obligatory shoutouts for Boat, Larry, Christy, Tajikistan, KFC Australian Girl, Sean, Boat, Ryu, Eni, Megan Bain, Jamie Hayter.
Milk water.
Forget anybody? Milk, water, milk, and chocolate milk. By the way,
Yeah.
shout out chocolate milk.
And strawberry milk. Underrated.
Yeah. Shout out Dr. Pepper. No sponsorships, by the way. And shout out McChickens.
Yeah.
And Snickers.
Snickers, yeah, I love Snickers bars.
I had to set you up for that.
Yeah,
I
we
made a
talked about
sign
this
for all
thing.
the I made a sign on the 2K for all the fat people that has just a giant Snickers logo.
Yeah, I thought it had something to do with. Landon thinks that when I'm talking about a Snickers bar that I mispronounced the name of it. I don't know what he's talking about because it's a Snickers bar. Like,
Okay, break it down by syllable. Break it down by syllable for me.
sneh. I gotta wait long enough. Curse.
Uh huh. Did I show you that football player? Was that on the show, or was that just like off air that I showed you the football player Noah?
Oh, that was on the show.
On the show, Noah.
Yeah, Noah Kaniga. That's his last name.
Noah.
Man.
I thought it was Kaniga. I think it's pronounced Kaniga. Noah Kaniga.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's how he actually pronounces it. Is Noah Kaniga.
that's the way he pronounces it in public.
Oh. Yeah. I'm sure in the locker room it's like, "What's up?" Bye.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I bet he doesn't even.
He's
pronounce
saying
the
like,
K. I bet he's a silent K kind of guy.
yo, it's my name. I can say it.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's how every interaction goes.
Yeah, I really do know it.
I'd love to see him at I'd love to see him get stopped by airport, TSA or whatever. Just hearing them try to say the last name. It'd be so fun.
Dude, you get that one person that's just yelling every command at everyone in line, and he's like, "All right, Noah. All right, you can go." It's like that's the one name that would make that guy not shout. Dude, and real talk, real quick, while we're still on about TSA. Why the fuck does every TSA agent have a different procedure rules you gotta follow when they're there? I've done a lot of traveling. I've been to a lot of airports, a lot of the same airports. And depending on the employee that's there, the security ritual you gotta go through is totally different. Sometimes it's laptops and electronics in the back of the bag. Sometimes laptops and electronics in the front of the bag. Sometimes it's laptops and electronics in a separate carrier. Sometimes shoes gotta be with your bag. Sometimes shoes gotta be in a different carrier. Every single time I've flown everywhere through any airport, there was no, you gotta do it this way, no, you gotta do it that way, no, this has to be here. And it's it's not gonna be that tomorrow, though. Actually, it's not gonna be that in 4 hours because you're gonna be on lunch, so why don't you shut the fuck up and let my bag go through the machine?
I got a question for you, TSA. Did I scare you? Did I scare you, TSA? It's more than 3 ounces. Did I scare you, TSA? Look at that, 16.9 ounces. Ooh, did I scare you? Oh boy, God forbid I take my 17-ounce water bottle on this plane.
Yeah, meanwhile, you can buy an entire bottle of Ciroc,
Scary.
owned by P. Diddy, by the way, in the airport and get on the plane with it. They don't care.
Everyone you could, well, I guess not remember, but they used to be able to smoke on planes. We used to be a society. I don't smoke. We used to be a society.
Dude, I just think about lighting up a
Used to have
big
ashtrays on
on an
planes.
airplane and just getting high while I'm getting high, you know? Speaking of
Mile
which,
High.
I'm gonna drink a protein shake. I need protein. Ooh, oh. That's a
I've been
fantastic
trying to
joke.
load myself up on protein.
I'm sorry I didn't get that when you said
What?
it. The Mile
What?
High Club.
That was a fantastic. I thought you would have picked up on it immediately.
I'm surprised I didn't.
So real quick, so I've made now 43 people though on DWF for 2K25, right? I've now added to the roster Ryu,
Hell yeah.
EJ. Shout out EJ. EJ's really cool. He's now part of the army, I believe. I think it's. I think it's the
Do
army.
you got Dollywood EJ or military EJ?
I got Dollywood EJ before he chopped all his hair off.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who Quinn is, but Quinn is now on the roster.
I know that a lot of people know who Quinn is. I still don't.
And then I don't know if you know who Ava is, but Ava's now on the roster as well.
The only Ava I know is a child groomer, and his name's actually Chris Tyson.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's. I feel we need to do like a whole deep dive on the whole Chris Tyson situation.
Dude, I can't believe
Like that'd be a fun episode.
Remember when Sonny V2 dropped his the Chris situation is going to be a nightmare for Mr. Beast, and he like word for word predicted everything Chris did, and everyone was hating on him, and then like 2 months later they're like, this dude saw the future.
I love Sonny V2. I like shout out, biggest shout out of all time to Sonny V2. That man is a visionary. That man like knows YouTube drama before it even happens. It'll be like a week after a big event happens, he'll have like a full-on like hour-long documentary on it or something. Not like hour-long, but you know what I mean.
I kind of called the Chris thing way before Sonny, but I still give Sonny the credit.
I think the moment he started dressing like a woman to the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards, I'm like, yeah, something's up.
For me, it was like there's one episode of Beast Reacts where he just came in looking like ghoulishly thin, and he had this like black and white frilly dress thing on, and I was like, he's gonna come out as gay and then molest a kid. I'm calling it now. I left a comment about it, and then
what?
I was about
okay,
right.
real quick, I just now noticed. If you Google Chris Tyson and you spell Chris the way it's supposed to be spelled, Google tries to correct you.
Even though Google would be incorrect.
This right here, when he dressed like this to the Kids Choice Awards,
Still can't see it.
like yeah, something's gonna happen.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know if this is before or after he. I don't know if that's before. No, it's this one right here. It was this one right here.
Can't see it.
Okay, when. Oh, did it stop sharing?
Yeah.
Huh. When he dressed like this, the Kids' Choice Awards.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Bro,
that exact,
he looks like a
picture.
member of the Beatles.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the Carl effect.
Yeah.
Notice how Mr. Beast was fine. Mr. Beast was awesome. Then once Carl joined, everything just like hit the fan, and then sucks now.
Bro, I also
I've not enjoyed
Mr.
Beast project.
That Carl ruined Mr. Beast.
I used to comment on every Mr. Beast video the moment it dropped Fire Carl, and it still never happened.
Same.
He's one of the main reasons I stopped watching Carl. He's one of the not Carl, but he's one of the biggest reasons I stopped watching Mr. Beast. Carl is one of the biggest reasons.
As soon as Carl got
he's not funny. He's not funny. He's one of the guys that thinks loud is funny. Mm-hmm. All of Carl's humor, and I say it's the biggest air quotes possible, all of Carl's humor revolves around just being loud and saying, the obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck Carl.
If Carl is seeing this, exactly what Tommy just said, I hate you, Carl. As much as I love Mr. Beast, you suck the life out of everything Jimmy touches.
Carl, if you're watching
everything you touch, You know how Midas turns to gold? Everything you touch turns to where the most worthless material on Earth is.
Yeah, you've got the Leahy touch. You turn
I
everything to
hate you,
shit.
Carl. Yeah.
Carl, if you're watching this, go find the deepest hole and crawl in it, please.
Just stay there.
Just, you know what?
I
Go sunbathing in Death Valley.
Carl Ficht is one of the worst things ever. I mean,
Dude,
can you believe that
Carl's
this
the
man has
reason.
fans?
Carl is the reason Chandler
This
quit
man has
Mr.
fans.
Beast.
Why does this man have fans?
Right?
Just
Like,
very punchable face,
I
might
was
I add.
literally gonna say, is that not the most punchable face on planet Earth?
Listen, I would like Mr. Beast when it was just him and Chris. I was cool with. They added Chandler, cool. They added Tariq, awesome. They added Nolan, incredible. I love Nolan. I
Jake
love
the
Chandler.
Viking.
I love Tariq. I love Jake the Viking. Everybody was cool. Everybody added something to it.
Except
And then
Carl.
they added Carl. And all the like 12-year-old, emo preteen girls came crawling out of the woodwork and acted like they were fans for since day one. When Carl ruined Mr. Beast's videos.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Mr. Beast since I was in 6th grade. Since the 6th grade, since I was like 11 or 12 years old, I loved Mr. Beast. And then Carl gets added a couple years later. And it's like I cannot watch a video for more than 2 seconds without getting, my ears raped by Carl's loud, obnoxious screaming.
I think the first Mr. Beast video
All my
I
homies hate
watched
Carl.
was Counting to 100,000. Like, whenever that came out is when I started watching Mr. Beast.
The first one I watched was I don't think it's even up anymore. It's my experience with the Trump Hotel when he went to the Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather fight, the boxing match. I stayed in the Trump Hotel, talked about that, talked about the boxing match. He got kicked out of a casino because he wasn't even 21 when that video came up.
Yeah. Man.
What a fall from grace.
Remember when Mr. Beast did challenges that involved him and his friends, and it wasn't for money?
Yeah, when Mr. Beast was good, like talking about like it was like last person to take their hand off a Lamborghini wins it. Last person to take their house off a car wins it. Who can spend the longest time in a kiddie pool? The revolving door.
Now, he had one where he was just like, he had like 2 office rooms, and he had like one group of friends in one room and one group of friends in the other, and they just had to stay in there. And at the end, whoever won got like, I don't know, it was like $1,000. But like the thing is, they could prank each other. They got like RC cars with like stink bombs on them, or like, they could like make a circle of the people that was staying in for 3 hours. They had like just random shit like that they would do. That was kind of cool. Now it's like, we're in this massive green screen room that looks like the Titanic. If you look down there, there's 6 inches of water. The first person to get wet, I'm gonna have to give you $1,000. Dog, it's not fun.
I hate Mr. Beast's thumbnails now too. They look so like they look Uncanny Valley almost.
Yeah, because his eyes are this big, and his mouth is this big, and there's just no rest of the face.
Just like
But like,
onto the
bigger
camera, like,
than
look
that,
at
yeah.
I'm figure out. In the last 7 months, let me tell you, in the last 7 months, I have watched one Mr. Beast video.
Wow.
That's it. That's it. One in the last 7 months. In the last year, maybe like 4. If that. I miss prime Mr. Beast. I miss the old Mr. Beast. Straight from the soul, Mr. Beast. No, straight from the goal.
Yeah.
Chop up the soul, Jimmy.
I hate the new Jimmy.
Crazy his videos.
Jimmy, to hang with Carl, Jimmy.
Like, remember he built the world's largest Lego tower?
Yeah. Yo.
Gave 200,000 to people who lost their jobs. That was Like, it's crazy how after, COVID, Mr. Beast just fell off tremendously.
Yeah. I'm taking a little unqualified bathroom break. I'll be right back.
All right. For everybody, sticking around to listen to this part, Mr. Beast used to be about just, a few dudes, having fun, maybe microwaving some stuff that shouldn't be microwaved, or, counting to 100,000, reading the entire dictionary. Back when it was Mr. Beast and Friends. Now it's Mr. Beast the Corporation, and it is soulless, it is lifeless, it's just straight up slop for, like, kids to watch at this point. And I think it's awful to see the fall from grace. Mr. Beast, for a long time, I was proud to say was my favorite YouTuber, back before he hit even like 10 million subscribers. I was with him since then. And now he's just, I don't even know anymore. Like, Carl has ruined it. Chris, 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 by the way, has ruined it. Jake the Viking left. It started to suck. Chandler's not around anymore. It sucks even more. Mr. Beast used to be special. Mr. Beast used to be awesome. I used to watch every single video as soon as it came out, but it's not the same. I miss, like, genuine. I know it gets, tired of saying it, but, like, I genuinely miss the old Mr. Beast and what he used to be, and, like, he was incredible. He was fun. So good. What a time to be alive for Prime Mr. Beast. Now I don't think we'll ever see anything like it again. Like, the fact that he's the most subscribed YouTuber now genuinely angers me, because it's overproduced, soulless, lifeless corporate slop. That's the best way to describe it. It's corporate slop. Like, back when he had, like, John Asian sticker and, like, was, edgy, as you could say, it was hilarious. It was perfect. That was, like, genuinely never seen before. Like, worst intros, Mr. Beast, count 100,000. Saying Logan Paul 100,000 times, I think, was one of them. Just good old days. And I know I'm sounding like really generic, really weird, really stupid saying the good old days, but it's the truth. It's the way it was. He was fantastic. He was funny. I watched one video just to see what it was about, like, in the last few months. I genuinely don't know the last time I actually enjoyed a Mr. Beast video. The last time I actually got substantial entertainment, something, that I didn't regret watching out of him. I'll still see the occasional clips on, like, YouTube Shorts or TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever, but it's not the same. It's not the same now. I know people are going to come, jumping at me maybe if this blows up at all. People are going to jump at me. People are going to come after me and jump at my throat. So what? Like, I know majority of them are probably going to be the new fans, the new era fans who have been around for, like, a couple, years, who are fragile and can't take a joke, get offended. Carlos sucks. Real quick again, I'm going to circle back to that biggest possible anti-shout to Carl Jacobs. Like, think of any anti-shout-out we've given on this show before, times it by 1,000,000 for Carl. Carl sucks. Carl effect is real. I don't know if there's anything about that online, but I'll need to look into that if there is. Yeah, there's a article about it on Know Your Meme. Carl sucks, man. I hate it so much. I mean, like, I got no positive words to say about Carl Jacobs. Carl effect ruined Mr. Beast. I hope Tommy Boy comes back soon, because I cannot keep rambling about the Carl effect for forever. By the way, Chris really left his wife and his kid, I think his son, to dress like a woman on the internet, and then involved with some minors. Crazy how it always happens to those kind of people. Crazy. Tarantino was hired as a video editor for Mr. Beast's brother. He became a cameraman for Mr. Beast and became a member of the on-screen cast. Worst decision Mr. Beast has ever made. Worst decision ever. I just looking at him makes me angry. He's a creative ambassador for Journeys. Well, okay, when is I'm just waiting for the news to come out that Carl is a diddler. I cannot, I cannot see a world where he's not on the list. Carl Jacobs is one of the worst humans alive, one of the worst YouTubers to ever live. Carl Jacobs sucks the life out of everything he touches. I don't know what the effect was that Tommy Boy was talking about. That's what Carl has. The opposite of the Midas touch. And the day Carl leaves Mr. Beast, if it ever happens, is going to be... It would have been better if it happened years ago, honestly. But it would be a fantastic day if Carl leaves the Mr. Beast company. But that's what it is. That's a company, and it sucks. Soulless, lifeless, corporate flop. Oh boy, Tommy Boy's back. Thank God, because I could not think of anything else to rant about. I went on a... However long you were gone, like, I ranted about Carl Jacobs a little bit more. I ranted about Chris. I ranted about old Mr. Beast. A couple other side tangents, probably. I had not a lot left to say. Nothing left to say, actually.
I was trying to think of some more Crack Shack tales to tell, but then I realized that almost all of them involve crime, and I just don't want to talk about that.
I mean, you're just past the statute of limitations now. I think you'll be fine.
I don't know if it is. That's the thing. I'm too scared to look it up.
You're not on those state lines anymore. You're way across state lines. It's been years ago. I think you'll be fine.
But is it?
Should be.
But I don't know if it is, so that's why I don't want to talk about it.
Well, I think it is.
But I don't know that it is.
But what if it is?
If it is, I might talk about some of it.
See, what is the... I don't even know what the statute of limitations is on that.
Well, I mean, I think it's different for every crime.
Okay. The statute of limitations with misdemeanors typically have an 18-month limit and felonies a 3-year limit.
In Wisconsin?
Whatever that means. I think in Illinois.
Okay, well, what about Wisconsin?
From 2 to 6 years. Okay. Assault and battery, 2 years. Contract, oral or in writing, 6 years. False imprisonment, 2 years. Fraud, 6 years. Enforcing court judgments, 6 to 20 years. Medical malpractice, 3 years. Product liability, 3 years. Property damage, 6 years. Felonies is generally 6 years. Misdemeanors generally 3. That's been more than 6 years ago.
Not all of the stories.
Okay. Hey, I think we'll go with, if they're misdemeanors, if they've been more than 3 years ago, you're safe.
See, I don't know which one of them are misdemeanors. I know some of them are felonies, so I'd have to wait. I have to wait at least to the end of 2026 to tell any of the stories I really want to tell.
Oh boy, I'm scared.
So, whenever we inevitably get to, we'll say November, December 2026, I'll start telling some good stories from that time.
Okay.
'Cause I got some crazy tales that I would love to talk about, but I don't want to implicate myself in anything.
I would love to hear some crazy tales of from Tommy Boy's past.
I love to tell some, because I fucking got some, dude. I can tell some other people that are kind of close to me.
Sure.
So there's this guy. I'm just going to say his whole name because he's dead. Gabe Van Fleet. I think I mentioned him on here before.
Van Vliet?
Yeah.
Does he happen to be from around the Rockford area? Just a little question.
Yes.
Because there's an NBA player whose name is Fred Van Vliet, and he's from Rockford, Illinois. Would he happen to be related to Fred Van Vliet?
I highly doubt that. Van Fleet. Okay, hold
What are
on,
the
hold on.
odds that... Oh,
Is
is it Van
his
Vliet or Van Fleet?
Fleet with an F?
Oh, this is Van Vliet with a V.
Okay, I was also gonna say, is it one word or two? Because his was two words.
Oh, this is Van Vliet with just capital VEAN, capital VLEET, one word.
Okay, because yeah, most people do it one word, but his was two. Anyways,
I was
Gabriel
I
Van
was going to
Fleet.
say,
This kid was
rest
a
in peace.
menace from the day he was born. Like he started doing acid when he was 12. He got into like gang violence at like 13. He got locked up several times, and he was on probation and house arrest basically his whole life. And anyways, I remember one time, I was hanging out with my friend Colin. One of my friends named Colin. I had two. And he was pretty good friends with Gabe. I wasn't really friends with Gabe because I mean he's just a really shitty person, you know. But you know, I hung around a few times. You know, whenever we were in like similar friend groups, they got together. And anyways, one time I was at a concert with uh, Colin, and Gabe just like appeared out of the crowd and was like, "Yo, what's up, guys?" And he like had some joints and gave us some. We were smoking in the crowd. We were having a good ass time. It was fun. Anyways, I was driving home with Colin later that night, and we get a call from Gabe, and he's telling us about something he just did, right? And he's like, so you know how they got those dudes that like ride bikes, you know, and you can like get on the bike? You know, we're like, yeah, like little like carriage things, yeah. Which I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like the little like carriage behind a bicycle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so him and one of his friends that he'd gone to that show with got one of those in Chicago, and had this guy bike them to their hotel room. You know, and the guy was like, okay, it's like $18 or whatever, you know. And then they gave him like not quite enough. They gave him like 15, and he was like, you know, bitching at that like you know they didn't pay him what he was supposed to get paid. So he just beat the shit out of the guy and robbed him. Straight up like beat him up, like broke some parts on his bike, fucking bent his wheels, just took all the money out of his wallet. There was
I
also
think I found his obituary.
really.
Yeah. I don't know if we were supposed to show that on the show or not, but I found it.
Yeah, let's fucking I don't care. I can also tell you how he died if it doesn't say on here.
I don't think an obituary is
Yeah,
going
that's
to say
him.
how they died. Yeah, rest in peace. I guess this guy.
Dude, they couldn't find a picture without a filter, man. Wait, I wanted to read that. Alright. Gabriel Van Fleet, damn, he was 18? Damn. Kennedy passed away, yeah, September 3rd, 2022. Wow. Love woodworking, I don't really believe that. The outdoors, definitely don't believe that. Painting, no. Fishing, actually, yeah. Drawing, I do not believe so. Longboarding, maybe because that was the only form of transportation he had. And hanging out with his friends. That's a really nice way of saying doing drugs and robbing people. Naturally inclined mechanic. I would not trust that guy to point out a carburetor. Uh, anyways, he's got some family, blah blah blah. Loving parents. I just want to point out they said Gabriel survived by his loving parents. Loving is a real strange word to say in place of terminally abusive.
Oh.
Yeah, I met Pam one time. She's a psychopath.
Anti-shut up Pam.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
That's,
Okay. Anyways, you wanna know how he died?
if you want to share.
Okay. Drunk driving, hit a tree, car crushed, door pinned, fire.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Awful.
easy as that, yeah. And in the coroner's report, it said that him and his friend that were in the car, which, okay, there was something weird about Gabe's death that I still haven't quite figured out. I unknowingly followed the friend that also died in that car crash on Snapchat. No idea that I followed his account, but I had seen a story from him that day of him and Gabe in a gas station buying alcohol and getting drunk. And then after the car crash, okay, so in the coroner's report it said that they had both, their skeletons were both in a position indicating that they were trying to pry their doors open but were unable to when they burned to death. Anyways, dumbasses could have kicked the windows out. Anyways, just saying. The friend that was in that crash on his Snapchat story had a story posted after the crash that said R.I.P. Gabe. Who got into that man's Snapchat account and posted that? Yeah. It was like literally like 5 minutes after the crash.
Insane.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all be doing up in Illinois that causes, y'all to be like this. I don't think there's anything like that where I'm from Kentucky. Or at least I was never part of it, never heard about it.
I'll tell you exactly what causes it. Illinois. Being in Illinois makes
Nothing
you a
better to
piece of
do.
shit. There are okay, there used to be one nice person in Illinois, but he died, and that was my friend George. There are no nice people in the state of Illinois.
Rest in peace, your friend then.
Yeah.
Boy, that's awful.
Yeah, Illinois
I'm
sucks.
still trying to figure out who could have gotten to his account though, genuinely.
Right? Because his phone would have burned up in the car, So someone else would have had access to his account. Well, and the thing is that post got deleted like an hour after. So whoever posted that clearly thought, yeah, but someone clearly thought, oh, that's kind of weird, and then deleted it. Well, who had access to that dude's account? Is what I gotta wonder. Anyways, did you ever hear back from Shawnee Boy if he's gonna hop on here?
He has not responded to me yet.
It's probably balls deep.
The fourth time since we messaged him. It's been 44 minutes. He's still not responded.
I never sleep. Yeah. Man.
Huh.
What do you know about Nas?
I know a little bit about him.
Nasty
Rest in
Nas.
peace.
What? He's not dead.
Nas?
Yeah. The
I'm
rapper?
pretty sure he is.
No, he's not.
Oh, never mind.
That man is still making music to this day.
Okay, I got him confused with DMX for I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, no.
I don't know how I got Nas confused with DMX of all people.
Yeah, Nas ain't gonna give it to you. Only X can give it to you. First we
Rest in
gonna
peace,
rock,
DMX.
then we gonna roll, then we let it pop. Come on, let it go, go. X gon' give it to you.
I don't know how I got them confused. That's embarrassing on my part.
Yeah. Anyways, Nas, man, he makes some good music.
Huge RIP to DMX, by the way.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Open here, open here.
Y'all gonna make me go all out.
Open here, open here.
Y'all gonna make me act a fool.
Open here, open here.
Such a good song.
Dude, I love that one line on X Gon' Give It To You where it says, and I won't show no love to no homo thugs. Like, hell yeah, dude.
I love the part where it's like it's X in time and proceeds to X all over the place.
Yeah. Man, also, R.A.P. Coolio, I know his stepdaughter.
You do?
I have said the story on here like 4 times already.
Yeah, I don't think you have.
I know I have.
Granted, we're like over 100 hours of content in at this point, so I'm starting to get my stories mixed up and foggy. But
I can say without a doubt, I have told the fact that I know Coolio's stepdaughter more times than any other story on the show.
I don't think you've told it once.
I know for a fact I have.
I don't think you have.
Anyways,
I don't remember it.
The rapper Coolio, you know, been staying most of our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Yeah, that guy. So he moved to Minnesota for a while in like the early 2000s. And he married a girl. And he stayed with her for like 9 or 10 months and then divorced her and moved out of Minnesota. That woman would happen to be none other than the mother of a girl named Jamie. And, yeah, I still talk to her on Snapchat sometimes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And, also, despite Coolio only technically being her stepdad for, you know, however long that was, he actually did spend a lot of time with her after the fact. And he'd, like, anytime he was in Minnesota, like, doing shows or something, he'd, like, hit her up and, like, take her out to an arcade or go-karting or, like, you know, just whatever. Like, he's super cool, man. And, like, you'd never know that stuff if she never talked about it.
Julio seemed like such a good guy.
He was. In fact, they have
I
a
would
picture
have loved
together. It was, like, the last picture they ever took. She was 17 or 18, I think, when he died. And it's literally them in an arcade hanging out, and he's, like, all old with, like, white dreads, or almost white dreads, and, like, it's like, man, just to think that dude was just a cool dude that liked to hang out, you know. It's cool.
It's some of the best hair ever, too. I love Coolio.
Also, like, imagine being, like, a 2-year-old girl, some black dude's banging your mom, and then for the rest of his life, while he's living off the success of one of the most successful rap songs of all time, he just, like, randomly hits you up to hang out every now and then. That'd be so fucking cool. Like, that'd be like if I was, like, in 2004, and, like, Shaq walked in my door and was like, "What's up, kid? You trying to go play basketball?"
I mean, if it was 2004, you'd been like 1 year old, though.
I was born in 02.
Okay, so you'd been about 2 years old.
Yeah. It was about how old Jamie was when she first met Coolio.
For some reason, every time you say Jamie now, my mind just immediately thinks Jamie Hater. That's how my brain is hardwired now, because the only Jamie we ever talk about is Jamie Hater.
The only 2 Jamies I know are this Jamie and Jamie Hater.
I can't believe you went on your per episode rant, or not rant, but love spill about Jamie Hater yet. I'm surprised you've not shown your cards or anything yet. Instead, we do this every episode. It's the same song and dance for about 10 minutes every episode. We just talk about Jamie Hater.
I love it. Look, We can talk all the shit we want about Chris Benoit. Yeah, he murdered his family. Yeah, he got murdered by a lat pull-down machine. You can't tell me that card doesn't go hard.
Whatever you
Anyways,
need.
yeah.
He got such
Jamie
a
Hater
great
cards.
entrance theme too.
You know what, let's go over all my Jamie Hater
Whatever
cards
you
again.
need,
We got,
got
boom,
it.
that one right there. Love that one. Look at how cute Jamie Hater is, man. Adorable. We got, boom, that card. Love it. We got that card. Wow, look at that one. That's a card of cards. That one carded all over the place after saying it's carding time. We even got this card right here. It's got Jamie Hater on it. That's pretty freaking cool. We got a Matt Relics card. Look at that. It's got a piece of a mat that Jamie Hater personally touched herself during a match. I wish she would touch me. We got another Jamie Hater card. Look at how adorable she is, man. That is one of the hottest women in all of wrestling right there. And that's just pack one. I got another pack over here to go through. Alright, pack two. Let's crack it open.
Oh boy.
Oh, come on. What stuff in there? Alright. We got a freaking Jamie Hater card. And then we got a freaking Jamie Hater card in orange. And then we got
in orange
another Jamie Hater card. And then we got yet another, oh, this one's sideways, Jamie Hater card. I actually really like this one. Then we got, surprise, surprise, another Jamie Hater card. And what's behind that? Another orange Jamie Hater card. And behind that, another Jamie Hater card. And then, a see-through Jamie Hater card. Whoa. You can see me on the other side of the card. Isn't that freaking
on this
cool?
day. I see clearly. Everything has come to light. Bitter place and a broken dream. And we'll leave it all behind. It's a good song too. I can't believe I got to hear Edge's, well, I guess Cope's entrance music live.
You know, speaking of entrance music, I was thinking, alright, I've said that I want my walkout song to be 10-Wheel Drive by Ill Bill.
Right.
I still think that's the best choice, but I do have another song that I think could be a pretty good contender.
Right.
That is New Day by Big X the Plug.
Never heard it.
Well, I would play it, but of course that would get us a copyright strike, so I'll read some of the lyrics. And I'll do my best Big X the Plug voice. It's just hard to do because he's a really low voice. Alright. Television I could be finished. Alright. I love that intro to the song. I mean, the beat is arguably like the most important part of the song. But it's like, I'm not even gonna try. Never mind. I already feel dumb doing this. I'm not gonna do it. And there's I'm looking at it now. There's way too many N words and F word, like FA, you know, gay word. I can't say this on here.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that song would make a pretty good walkout song. I still think 10-Wheel Drive is probably more my style, though.
I could honestly imagine the 10-Wheel Drive one being a great wrestling song for, you know, I still know what you want your character to be.
Oh, I made it on 2K.
Like, not like what you're gonna wear, I mean like your character.
Oh.
Like,
why
you know...
Why can't it be me?
I mean, like, do you want it to just be you, or do you want to like actually play a larger than life, gimmick?
I mean, here's the thing, man. I feel like if I got into pro wrestling as just me, I would like just naturally myself become the larger than life gimmick. Like, life imitates art kind of thing. Like, I'd find a character within myself that is just some big huge character type thing, and but it would still just be me.
I have had like different ideas for like if I ever somehow became a wrestler, like, if I wasn't, way too small and weak for it, if I ever got a chance to wrestle what I want my character to be. I think I mentioned this a couple times on the show. But like I've tweaked it like a lot over the years, like different ideas based on like how I've changed personally. But I think I've got a great one. I'd be this like absolute like menacing, as I can possibly be, this aggressive, ruthlessly heel, right? Like, I mean, I'll come out, I'm walking down the alleyway, I'm ripping up kids' signs, I'm calling people fat and ugly in the front row, all that, just going out there with absolutely no care in the world. Just like I want my music to be Big Iron by Marty Robbins, and I'd play like my nickname is the Outlaw, and basically like, I don't team with anybody. I'm just my own guy. I go out there, I beat some people up, I leave, I get paid, I repeat.
Okay, just really quick, really quick.
Mm.
I, all right, all right. You're talking about having Big Iron as your walkout song.
Is that in the public domain yet?
I don't know if it is, but I just want to like in the realm of all the walkout songs that have ever existed, you want yours to be a slow cowboy song.
I think it'll be funny. I'm playing into the fact, like it's not very serious. Like, I'm not actually a cold-blooded, outlaw
Yeah,
dude who's gonna come out here and hate people.
but like
It's just funny. It's just funny.
but instead of having a song
Me.
that hypes the crowd up, you want them to hear, "To the town of Agafria rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks
You
around
don't
him, didn't have too much to say. No one
you don't
dared
like
to
it?
ask his
You don't
bi-"
like the
I
idea?
love that song. No one dared to make
No
a
one
slip.
did.
There's a stranger there among them has big iron on his hip. Like, it's a fine song, but like it's so slow for a walkout song. Like, by the time you get to had a big iron on his hip, you'd already be in the ring. Like, you gotta have something that gets a little bit through the song, and like the ones I'm picking, within like the first minute, half the song's already happened. At least like the most important half of the song's happened. It gets you hyped up. I get to do my thing. I
I
don't think it's a
I will
bad song
say
for a walkout. I don't
I
know.
kept a full YouTube playlist of just ideas that I had for potential walkout songs for different characters I come up with over the years. Uh, Stone Cold Crazy by Metallica. Metallica cover of Stone Cold Crazy. I feel like would be tough.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought about Song 2 by Blur for a while, but I realized, that's not a really good wrestling song.
Have you heard "Down with the
Uh,
Sickness" over the instrumental to "Shape of You"?
I have not. I need to check that out
We'll
sometime.
listen to that after the show. It goes hard.
Okay, I think the strangest idea I had that it would actually work is Flower by Moby.
I don't know that one.
Bring Sally up, bring Sally down, left and squat, gonna tear the ground. Such a good song. I mean, it just says that over and over again, but it's. Hold on. If I can add. If I play, like, the beginning of it, you might recognize. It's been like a ton of movies and stuff. It was apparently in Gone in 60 Seconds, I think.
Never seen that.
This song right. That.
I can't hear it.
That. You know that song?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I feel like that'd be a great wrestling intro song. I thought about Pretty Fly for a White Guy being one of them.
That would go hard.
And I just like lean into the fact fully, like, and embrace it that I am a generic, basic white guy.
Yeah, I can see that. Dude, I can't wait to drink a tweaker before work tomorrow. I'm gonna be sitting in there just jittering.
Remember that band LA Symphony? Or not really band, but that rap group LA Symphony I told you about?
No.
Oh, well, it's LA Symphony. They got this song called King Kong. It's, all right. I like it. Like I would use something like heavier, but like a lot of those, metal songs that I like have like long intros and stuff. It wouldn't really make sense to use a wrestling song.
Oh man. What's that one Hollywood Undead song?
I don't know.
I gotta look it up.
I would also
That'd be a good
also the
walkout
one
song.
I've thought about recently would be Psychosocial by Slipknot, but it's got like a 30-second intro. That's way too long to keep people waiting for me to pop through the current and start doing my thing.
Oh, yeah, Everywhere I Go by Hollywood Undead. Are you familiar with
It's like
that song?
no, I'm not. No.
Oh my god, it's a. Honestly, I might have to use that. It's a. Alright, everywhere I go, bitches always know. Charlie Sheen has got a weenie that he loves to go show. Bitch, everywhere I go, bitches always. Yeah, anyways. Is, wake up, grab beer, shave beard, put on some scene gear. Gotta get drunk before mom wakes up, break up with my girlfriend so I can bang sluts. I'm undead, unfed, been sleeping on bunk beds since 10. So if I don't booze it, I'm gonna lose it. Everybody get to it, get ruined. Yeah, let's get this party started. Let's keep them 40s poppin'. So just get buzzed and stay fucked up. We'll get them panties dropping. Yeah, dude, banger song. That'd be an amazing walkout song. Oh, hold on, I gotta write these down.
I still think using Big Iron is like, as I'm just like this, like I said, it would be like kind of offset and like, I have this absolute, out there character. I just like, I hate everybody basically. I'm just in it for myself. I'm ripping signs. I'm calling people fat. I'm, spitting on people, taking their popcorn, anything, basically just anything to make people hate me. And all the while it's just a big iron on his hip. A big, just this like peaceful song about a sheriff, shooting and killing somebody.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think that could go hard.
I know what your walkout song should be.
What?
Should be that one Immortal Technique song you showed me that scarred me for life.
Dance with the Devil?
That should be your walkout music. That should be your entrance song.
But it should be like halfway through the verse where they first start talking about
Yeah,
putting the bag
yeah,
over the girl's
yeah,
head, taking her to the stairwell, and then raping her on the roof.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
you're good. That I was gonna try to cut you off so you didn't say anything, way too vulgar and out there. But yeah, that part.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of rape, you've been playing Red Dead 2, have you?
Oh,
Sorry.
that's quite the segue.
Yeah. You've been playing Red Dead 2. Have you
A little
got
bit,
raped
yeah.
yet?
Have I got raped? I don't think so.
Okay. I won't spoil too much. There's a random encounter where there's this guy in a house in the swamps. He's kind of nice to you. Actually, there's two different times this can happen. Two different people it can happen with. One's at
Is
the
one of them the husband and wife?
yeah, the Aberdeen pig farm.
Okay, I left before the sexual encounter
Okay,
part of it. I left after the first drink.
and then down in LeGras, somewhere between the swamp and Saint Denis, there's a guy in a shack, and he'll invite you in, and then he rapes you. Yeah. Yeah, basically you just wake up as Arthur and he like grabs his ass and he's like, Oh no, no, and then you can run back and the guy's like, oh, what the hell, you ain't supposed to be here, and Arthur's like, you son of a bitch, and then you can shoot him, and it's so fucking hilarious.
I love Arthur so much. Genuinely, I've grown so attached to Arthur that like I I know how the game's gonna end inevitably just because he's sick now. I've got to that point. I've just like took a break from. I need to like just be able to go back in, finish chapter 6, and just be able to fully take it all in.
The epilogue is quite incredible.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
There's 2 chapters to the epilogue, which put together are about as long as any of the main 6 chapters.
Okay.
They're so fucking good though.
Real quick,
Especially
I gotta pee again.
okay.
Yeah. Oops.
I wonder why Landon has to pee so much. Like I imagine the normal human bladder is like maybe this big, right? And if it's like full of water, it's maybe this big, right? Is Landon's like smaller than this? Like I can't like make my hand smaller than it is, but is his bladder just like really really tiny, and it's just like that big when it's full? I wonder. Anyways, I just realized that I haven't played with my shotgun at all this episode, so as you can see, clear, there's no shells in it whatsoever, like I can put my finger up the barrel, there's nothing here, I can push the slide and then the tube, and that's what you see me doing. I'm checking all the holes to make sure there's no shells, and then check, yeah, that's what guns sound like, I think. They kind of moan a little bit. We got Landy Boy back. Hi, Landy Boy. How you doing?
All right. I'm good now. I'm gonna try to slow down in the
Fantastic.
water. Right. And still, I got nothing from Sean.
Wow.
L. Sean for not responding.
Yeah, big L Sean.
Love you still, Sean, but
Speaking of Sean, man, we were talking about WWE signs earlier. I made
huh?
one on the classic Goldberg eats corn the long way. I said Sean eats corn
Right,
the
just
long way.
I thought it just said Sean eats corn.
No, it said the long way, and I made a
Okay.
piece of corn.
How would you make a corn on the cob using that creation sweet?
It's bad.
I mean, I can think of a way. You get like a oval, whatever, color it yellow, and then painstakingly add the lines to it to make it look like corn. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't have the patience.
I really didn't. So my corn looks awful. But yeah, I made a Sean eats corn the long way. I was talking about the eats corn. I was talking about when we go to WWE, if I should make a sign that just says John Cena eats corn. Just not the long way, just straight up John Cena eats corn.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone's made a eats corn sign that doesn't say the long way. Like that's always
Right.
been the running joke, is that it's the long way. So I think for everyone that knows those signs, to just see John Cena eats corn, it'd be even funnier.
I gotta show you one of the greatest signs ever made. All right.
Is it eats corn the long way?
No, this is okay. So back when WWE was trying to push Roman Reigns, this is probably like 10 years ago. They started trying to build him as a star. People hated it at first.
Mm-hmm.
Gave way to this glorious sign.
Let me pull it up. Alright. Nice.
This is hold on. I'm gonna see here. There's been some great signs in history. I think I'll just let you look it out for a second. Okay, here we go.
Goldberg eats corn. Macaulay Culkin is my homeboy. Bro, to think
My mom makes a great lasagna.
I've seen that one before.
China is Cartman's dad. Oh boy. Oh, here's you.
Did I watch wrestling? Hell yeah.
Teen Titty Master Ambrose.
Love that.
John Moxley right there on the list. Breaking
Of
my
course
walls
she's
down,
holding it.
Jericho. Boy, right. By the way, that is Dwayne the Rock Johnson's daughter right there.
Looks like it.
She looks like the Rock and Drag.
Tribal Queef.
Yeah, Tribal Queef. That one's one of them. Let's look at some confiscated WWE signs.
Christian is so farts.
I'm only here for FTR. Save us, Triple H. Oh, boy. Sir, I feel compelled to stress that we are not booing because of your effective heel work. We are booing simply because you were awful.
Nice.
Stop killing alligators to make Gatorade. Guy behind me can't see. That's an iconic one.
Cody Rhodes for president.
Batista checklist: buy skinny jeans, make bad movies, lose at Mania.
I disagree
R
with the
24/7.
sentiment put forward. Oh, by
This
this
unsavory character in
yeah.
Don't feel bad, Shane. My dad regretted my birth too. Like, there's just some like iconic, funny signs.
I've seen a win.
The worst Fire Emblem game is better than the best Paper Mario. I don't know what that is.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't like Paper Mario.
CM Punk is going to Mai Tai kick Cena so hard he'll explode into billions of Fruity Pebbles.
Pretty good.
That's a good one. We put the M in stupid.
Oh, I can't believe
I kind of want to make that. I kind of want to recreate that. I have no legs. Triple H fears turkey jizz. Triple H fears turkey jizz. Gold Dust pick a gender. Sable can't wrestle. Ox. It's Brock Lesnar's wife. Is Sable.
Yeah.
Oh boy. My husband says if I go to one more WWF match, he's gonna leave me. God, I'm gonna miss him.
Dude, L husband.
I love wrestling so much. Macaulay Culkin is my homeboy. Cena wins the complain online. I mean, Desmond McFoley, Terry Funk, and Sabu. Oh boy. Bishop. Can't even read that one.
Yeah. That's a sign. Someone definitely wrote that.
I mean, Randy Orton, Orange-O-Meter.
Yeah.
That's one of the signs of all time. Seth, restrooms aren't under the ring.
What? Did you piss on
I don't know. I want to make like a funny sign though, but I can't. I'm not that, creative. Texas Rhodes House. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. Oh, here we go.
You could have. That's. You could have one that says, "I put thee in Unqualified Show."
I still think like a QR code, just like our, our channel link would be funny.
That would be pretty good.
Or we could have a QR code that links directly to like a Chris Benoit match or something.
Oh.
Or just a JPEG photo of Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Now, what if we make a channel post that's just a picture of Chris Benoit, and we have a QR code to that, so people get our channel and a picture of Chris Benoit.
Oh,
And
genius.
then the caption will just be, "You saw this because you scanned something at WWE." Damn. Poor Shawn Michaels.
Oh boy.
Goldust the Dad.
Oh my.
Johnny
Wrestling fans in
freaking
the 90s
wrestling.
were. Yeah, Johnny Gargano. Shout out Johnny Gargano. Oh god. Oh boy. I'm gonna see. The Sportster, let's see what you got for us. Hungry Ryback, feed me more. Yeah, oh boy, you need to do a deep dive into Ryback sometime. Ryback was interesting.
Are you familiar with the John Rockstar meme?
I somewhat. The guy that like it's allegedly in meme culture, the guy that owns Rockstar.
Well, yeah, so it started with a Reddit post, and it was like, "Hi guys, it's me, John Rockstar, the head of Rockstar. I'm here to confirm there are currently no delays on GTA 6. And it like blew up, and now every time someone's like, "Dude, this is totally confirmed about GTA 6, John Rockstar told me." You can have
You ever
one that
seen the
says,
subreddit
"I'm
for?
Jeff Wrestling, I promise John Cena's gonna be here."
You ever seen the subreddit for GTA 7?
Yeah. It came out before GTA 5.
Oh, the
That
GTA
subreddit
7
is older than
subreddit is
GTA 5.
one of the greatest places on the internet.
Yeah.
We got Macaulay Culkin, my homeboy. Oh, here we go. Danky Kang. That's what I was thinking about. Danky Kang. Uh, Diana, get me a beer. Okay. Is Cartman's dad.
You could. I wonder if we could make one about like Vince McMahon and Triple H being the real couple, not Triple H and
You said
Vince's
it. You
daughter.
said it. You said it. You said it. You said it.
Fuck yeah, shut up.
Oh boy. Rest hold. That's the only way to sound hold during every rest hold. That's crazy. Oh, when they're doing something like that, yeah, they're just taking a break. Another headlock, Randy. The Undertaker is not homo.
Oh yeah.
Double J Jeff Jobber. We saw that guy at AEW. Jobber Security or J&J Security. At the wrong security guards back in 2015. Riot's taped.
Okay.
Belly button tats equals tough. Shout out Batista.
Yeah.
He has a belly button tattoo. Barry Windham thinks he's a hunk, but all he is now is a big punk. Ooh. I just know that that's probably like a Stacy or something. Her name's probably Stacy or Sheila or something. She just thought that was the coldest thing ever.
What do you think the chances of us seeing Triple H in Knoxville are?
Slim to none.
Yeah.
He doesn't like show up to every show.
It would be cool if he showed up there.
Punk punches puppies. At the.
I mean, he's from Illinois. I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Love that one. Who wants cake?
Dude, the Kane's cooking show is something.
I love this one so much. Bret Hart humps cows. The one right next to it.
Yeah, shout out Bret Hart.
Anti shout out Canada. Unleash the furry. Undertaker is a necro. Oh god. If there's Sheamus.
Yeah.
Oh. Wee wee quappy West Wing. WCW. Wee wee quappy West Wing. My mom makes a great lasagna. We've seen that one. 50 Shades of Cena.
Wow.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All the different shirts he's wore. There's a green shirt guy.
Yeah. Oh, what if we had a sign that said, "Where is he?" for when Cena comes out?
Oh boy. Have you seen this person? Yeah, that'd be a funny one. Sir, I feel compelled to stress that we are not. Okay, we saw that one, yeah. He's still. Oh, that's a good one. I'm a gay fish. I'm a gay fish. Bacon is my passion. That's. It doesn't matter what my sign says. Right now, my dog's peeing on the floor.
Yeah.
That's if I was Finn Balor, I'd be hiding for my life.
If I was Finn Balor, I would. What?
I figured you'd enjoy that one.
Oh, this is newborn on top. I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, my newborn looks like Brock. Eat, sleep, poop, repeat. Turn heel, you douche. And that's about 2015, 2016. That's 2015, 2016. That's crazy. We just zoom out to get the full thing in frame. That's
quite a sign.
I love wrestling. I love wrestling. Triple H fears turkey jizz. I'm glad I don't have to hear Michael Cole. I love Michael Cole.
Yeah.
I love Michael Cole. Why is your hair so wet? Row, row, Roman Reigns gently down the stream. I've seen that one before. Good. Do you understand this reference, by the way?
I feel like I do.
You know who Booker T is?
Yes.
You ever see the promo back in the 90s where it's like, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you! N-word. It's like on a live, interview.
Alright, that's not what I thought.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you!
No.
Yeah. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, ninja! But, he drops it like, he drops the actual word. So this is a reference like, we coming for you, Ziggler! Keely, I want you out.
Nice.
That's good. Dean Titty Master Ambrose. Roman the Wank Fest. Okay, we're starting. Randy kills over. Randy kills ovaries. That's fun. Oh my god. Hogan Hart versus Savage Piper. Welcome to Jurassic Park. That's something. How much does this guy weigh? Face, yay, heel, boo. With big E in the middle.
Alright.
Or two. Quit adding fake crowd noises to SmackDown, and let's see what number one is going to be. If Cena wins, we can play it online. How is that number 1?
Who knows?
That was something. I thought that'd be a fun little rabbit hole to go down for a few minutes.
That was pretty fun.
I don't know what sound we can make, but I don't. Will we be even on TV, or are we gonna be facing the opposite direction?
We're gonna be on the hard cam side.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
I thought you got ones that are on the same side as the camera. So what section are we in? Are we gonna be in a section where the camera faces us?
Alright, so like rings
So
here.
let's say.
So like rings here, right?
Yeah. So let's say
And then crowds here.
So let's say
We're gonna
ring
be,
is
like right
yeah.
here.
Yeah. Okay, so like say the ring is right here, the cameras are set up back here.
Yeah.
The cameras look this direction. We're gonna be like somewhere like around here.
No, we'd be on the other side. We're gonna be on the right side of the shot.
So it's gonna be on the right side of the shot. Okay.
Yeah, so the hard cam, the wrestler's gonna be coming in from the left. We're gonna be on the right.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we might be seen then.
Yeah, we should be. If not, we'll definitely be on what is it, the walk-in thing cam. Anything that's on the walk-in side, we'll be in those shots.
So are we on the side lined up with the ramp?
No, we're
And how will we be on the entrance shots if it's the other side?
hold on. I'm just gonna pull it up. I'm just gonna pull up exactly where they are.
All right. Why don't you just look at the receipt for the tickets you already bought?
So that's too much work. So hard cam is gonna be here. We're gonna be like up here.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be on the camera when they're entering the ring.
No, but when they're filming this way, like into the ring, and the cameras are on this side, we'll be in those shots, so like up there. Or if the guy in this corner's like filming something outside the ring, like toward the announce table, we'll be like right there. But we're literally gonna be like in these seats, I believe.
Okay.
So
all right.
That's a pretty damn good view.
May 30th cannot get here soon enough.
Right? Yeah, I'm excited.
I am excited as well.
Man. Who are you most excited to see there?
Probably Cody Rhodes, honestly.
Damn. That's like the one person I'm not excited to see. I'm just gonna be cool.
I love Cody
I
Rhodes.
get that he's, you know, a big guy, but like, yo, what if, alright, I be the you know, I love you, Steven guy, but I'm yelling out, I love you, Stardust.
You could.
Maybe.
I mean, I've never been to a televised WWE show. This is my first time going to be going to a WWE televised show. All the WWE shows I went to before, just untelevised house shows they were called.
We're gonna be on TV twice.
I'm excited. Yeah. Like if we have a costume, we'll stick out more to the camera. We'll be able to actually point out like, yeah, that's us.
Yeah, I'm pretty set on being Mankind with a sign that says John Cena eats corn.
I'm pretty set on just trying to find the cheapest costume possible.
I mean, why don't you go as
I thought about Macho Man.
I mean, even looking at that Penta mask.
Do I want to spend $70 on a mask and then not have the bodysuit to go with it?
That's true.
I'm sure I could find a Macho Man costume for like $50-$60 online.
Yeah, probably less than that. Macho Man's pretty basic.
Yeah.
If I was willing to spend $200-something on a coat, I might go as Jamie Hayter, but goddamn, her coat's expensive.
Oh boy. I mean, I could always go as the Gobbledygooker or something.
Yeah. We can always go as Kurt and Chris,
We can always go as Golden Stardust.
What if we went as Kurt and Chris playing Golden Stardust?
What if we just went as Golden Stardust?
What if we went as Golden Stardust playing Kurt and Chris?
What if we just went as Golden Stardust?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
I think that'd be the most fun. Like all we have to do is paint our faces and get like a black shirt pretty much. Maybe throw some gold designs on it. I think we're like, hold on, I don't even know what material it is.
It's like a vinyl tracksuit thing, right?
AliExpress has a gold suit for $75. I don't know if you want to pay $75 for a gold dust, bodysuit, but
It's not that I'd mind spending that much. I don't trust AliExpress with $75.
I wonder, can I get a Stardust suit online?
Probably. I mean, if they got gold dust, they definitely got Stardust.
Gotta. I can get a jacket that looks like it.
Alright. Well, I guess you just gotta get black joggers and, paint a little bit of purple or something on them.
Stardust was something different. Stardust was definitely an era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm down. You know what? Should we lock it in right now? Are we doing Golden Stardust?
Do you want to do Golden Stardust?
Are we gonna lock it in right now?
Which one do you want to be?
Gold Dust. Let's lock it in.
I'm good being Stardust.
Alright. And, yeah. There you go, folks.
I don't know where I'm gonna get the suit from, if at all, but I'll do the face paint.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna get that either, but I'll figure it out. Well, it can't be that hard, It's just a question of money.
Yeah. Stardust is he was different.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard Stardust entrance music?
I don't think so.
Bro, he had such a banger of a theme. Back in mid 2010s, they were cooking with all their entrance themes. Like a majority of them, some of them sucked, but a lot of their entrance themes in the mid 2010s are so good. And Stardust was excuse me, he was one of them that had a fantastic theme.
If you had to rate some of the best entrance themes of all time, what are you putting up there?
Boy, I'm putting. Oh, that's tough. I'll have to do like a Mount Rushmore of them. I'm probably gonna do Triple H, any variation of it, with the game up there. I'll put Shawn Michaels
Okay.
for sure. Probably the Undertaker, just because it's the Undertaker. And then I'll do Bray Wyatt was one of my personal favorites.
Okay.
Catching flies in his mouth. Such a good song. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but yeah, rest in pepperonis.
Bray Wyatt was so good. Gone too soon.
Chris Benoit was so good, man. He was gone too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, think about how
Sure.
legendary Chris Benoit would actually be if he, didn't do all that. Like, people would undoubtedly talk about him as one of the best.
He was a good wrestler, just an awful human.
Yeah, by some people's definitions.
He was a murderer.
Alleged.
He was a murderer.
Yeah, he was also murdered, so,
He killed himself.
he was murdered by a lap.
Epstein didn't, but Chris Benoit killed himself like Jeffrey Epstein.
Not like Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I said unlike Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear the one part.
Unlike Jeffrey Epstein, yeah.
Man.
How long have we been recording, Tommy Boy?
Bordering on exactly 3 hours.
All right.
Do you wanna do your thing?
Do you have anything else you want to say? Any particular beverage our viewers should partake in consuming?
Yeah, Kurt Angle's fat loads. Nah, dude, I love the way Kurt Angle looks. Like his
Any other
big
actual beverages our consumers should
milk.
consume? Any particular electrolyte beverage?
Haterade.
There we go. You got there eventually.
I wasn't sure if you
wait,
wanted
real
me
quick.
to go there.
Yeah. That's where I was going.
Okay.
Shout out Bo, shout out Larry, shout out Chrissy, shout out Tajikistan, shout out Sean, shout out KFC Australia, shout out KFC Australian Girl, shout out Chicken Burger, shout out Beanie, shout out Water, shout out Milk, shout out Dr. Pepper, shout out anybody else we forgot. That being said, remember, use your signal. Tip your waiter unless they suck. Also remember, virginity rocks.